You are now tuning in live on 151 JohtoFM radio. The number one Pokemon radio station.
Johto Radio.
You are tuning into JohtoFM radio, putting Johto on the map. Team Rocket taking everything you got, leaving nothing but empty Pokeballs. Not a single PSA 9 in sight. Certified PSA 10 classic. Pokemon Master. JohtoFM radio. The number one Pokemon radio station.
Johto Radio.
Elite Four ain't got nothing on me.
Hey, what is up, everybody? This is JohtoFM Radio. I am here with Jordan Collects. Welcome, Jordan, and thank you for being my first guest. Honestly, this is extremely exciting.
Oh yeah, I'm fired up to be here.
Yeah, happy to have you, man. For those that don't know Jordan, Jordan runs a YouTube channel, Jordan Collects. I'd say his content is somewhat similar to mine. I think like we were just talking about it. I stumbled upon you through a comment you had on my channel, and it was your logo that got me. I was like, oh, I'm digging the Master Ball logo. And I feel like, yeah, I just love the mellowness and, honest opinions that you have on your channel. And I thought, why not bring you on and just yap about some Pokemon?
Yeah, I'm excited to do it. I think we've both kind of been engaging in the comment section and following each other for a little while. So exciting to get together and do this. Excited to be the first guest on Johto Radio. No PSA 9s anywhere in sight. It's a beautiful
I've been
thing.
having. I was telling Jordan before I went live that the other night I got this idea for like how to brand this whole new series where I'll basically just be bringing on guests, talking about anything Pokemon related, as a collector, investor, flipper, businessman, businesswoman, all of that jazz. And I had this idea based off of a goldenrod radio tower and thought, why not make it sound like it's an old radio show, and brought in the Trapaholic sound clips. And I had way too much fun playing with those the other night. What's up, chat? Eric. Oh, I see Ryan in here. Tom. Merritt. Oh, hell. Oh, yeah. We got Garcia. This is amazing. Yeah. Thanks for everyone that's joining. Yeah, Jordan. If we want to get started, how'd you get into Pokemon?
Really just, like Pokemon Yellow was actually my first exposure way back when. I'm 91, so 90s kid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm 90. Yeah, same.
There you go.
Those old games, man. Yellow introducing Pikachu following you for that, that first sneak peek at, in Silver. Was it Heart Gold and Soul Silver where they you could have any Pokemon follow you? I swear those games I think that is my favorite Pokemon game of all time. Because you finish it with Johto and you're like, oh wait, I can go back to Kanto.
That's why I didn't spend as much time with Heart Gold and Soul Silver, but I loved Silver so much.
Oh, same.
And that's the exact reason. It's like you can just go and play the whole original game after that. It's crazy. Why can't we do that now?
If only.
That'd be so
I have
sick.
high hopes for Gen 10, and I'm sure I'll be let down to some degree. It's just like, we set like such high expectations for like, especially for the TCG, right? Like every set has to be the best set. And I think that Pokemon is very good at like pulling back enough to like keeping you wanting more.
Yeah.
I think like a great example of that is Destin Rivals. I think people had such high expectations. I think unrealistic expectations, if I'm being real. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think Destin Rivals is the best Scarlet and Violet set, hands down. I know you've talked about it on your channel a bit. I have as
Yeah.
well. Early on, I don't know if you follow Henry's Poke Corner, but I'd say about
Mhm.
it was nearly a year ago, and I'm like, I truly think this might be a hot take that Destin Rivals is the evolving skies of the Scarlet and Violet series. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
I think 100%. Everybody compares like prismatic because you got the evolutions and stuff, but it's hard to compare because it's a holiday set, right?
Yeah,
Like you don't have the booster boxes. It's just a completely different type of product. And I think Destined Rivals is easily the most comparable. When you look long term, I think it's going to be just absolute. It's
just a
amazing.
unit.
And
It's amazing.
there's
Brand
I
new and
remember there
everything.
were so many people, like you said, that were so disappointed at first. I
Yeah,
think
it kind of surprised me.
I think people wanted like exclusively Team Rocket, basically.
Yeah,
And instead, you got like half Team Rocket and half the heroes, which personally I thought that was great. Like,
I agree.
love all those heroes, like Cynthia and Misty and Ethan. All the, I mean, Arvin, he's all right.
Yeah, yeah. I felt the same. Arvin, like if you try to make me like name like 10 new trainers, I'd be cooked. Like there's no way. But like if we're
Yeah.
talking like Kanto, Johto, like I'm set on those. That being said, like I think my biggest gripe with the people that complained about Destin Rivals is the fact that we didn't get Jesse and James cards. And to me,
Mhm.
I think that's such a I don't know, it's a strange take to me. Like
I get it.
I
Like,
get it. I get it.
objectively.
Sure, like they want us like we saw when was the last Jesse and James card we got? Was it in Hidden Fates? Was it the full art with Wobbuffet?
I don't even know. It's been a minute.
Yeah, I'm curious. Yeah, I will say what Jacob said is like not having dark Pokemon is disappointing. I know you just mentioned Dark
Mhm.
Sylveon on your channel. That's the last dark Pokemon we've seen.
Yeah.
I think that's my biggest gripe is not having dark Pokemon because if they brought back dark Pokemon, that would give me hope to bring back light Pokemon and Neo Destiny light Pokemon cards are just chef's kiss. Shout out to Chef.
Yeah, they're beautiful
Uh,
vintage for sure.
yeah, no, like the light Jolteon, Flareon, and Vaporeon from Neo Destiny, those cards are just some of my favorites. But with Destined, I think not like we get a lot of focus on I'd say the Rockets Mewtwo and the I would say probably Cynthia's Garchomp, probably top two cards of the set, right? But like I think
Yeah.
that the Moltres, both the stamped promo from GameStop's UPC as well as the card from the set are just like some of the best Igawa illustrations I've seen ever, like ever.
Yeah.
I'd say
I'm a
they
huge
I
Akira
it
Igawa fan.
she's so good. I'm
Yeah.
working on a video with that includes her and a few other artists. It just amazes me how much like she's really set the stage for what I think is going to be the future of Pokemon illustrators. And we've seen it time and time again with like illustrators like Shinji, super popular now. Dan Chow, who's
Yeah.
really great,
Crushing it.
gaining momentum. Yeah, I mean, what are your thoughts on like just the recent like I guess like interest in artist specific cards like we have with Shinji?
I think it's great. I think that it it's easier to do that now that you have all these full illustrations. Like the half arts, there are beautiful, like truly stunning and amazing half art cards. There absolutely are. But just getting the full card illustration, I just think it makes it so much easier to appreciate it.
Yeah, I
It
agree.
really does.
There are quite a few half art cards. There's a Articuno specifically from Journey Together that I just love. And I don't know if you're familiar with it, but it's just like Articuno like front facing you with its wings open. And it just like reminds me if you were like, I don't know, hiking Mount Silver and then you're in this blizzard and then you just like
Mhm.
yeah, I don't know. There's some incredible half arts that don't get enough recognition just because they're bulk. Like that's what it
Yeah.
is at the end of the day, sadly. Um, I
One
did
of my
see that.
favorite half arts actually is from Destined Rivals,
Which one?
and it's Articuno.
Oh, yeah.
Dude,
That
it's so
promo is
sick.
so good. It's so good. There's a Zapdos from GameStop, and that one's wait, which one is that one from? Best Buy or GameStop? I know that there's a stamped version of all
This
three
one's
birds.
this was from a Chinese pack that like my
Oh,
sister found and gave to me. I don't even know where she got it from.
interesting.
Yeah, this is like the only Chinese pack I've ever gotten. I do have like a couple of the Chinese exclusives like Sylveon because I'm a huge Sylveon fan.
Is that
and
the
Ceruledge.
Gem 2?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Ceruledge. Did you see the
yeah.
new illustration rare that we're getting? I think it's not Ceruledge. I'm thinking of Aegislash, wrong Pokemon. Yeah,
Oh,
so
the
Sylveon's
Doublade?
here. Yeah, the dub is it the
That
Doublade?
is
Yeah.
sick. That is
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a cheap card, but that's like
It,
top tier.
Speaking of cheap cards, have you been paying attention to the illustration rares from the Mega Block so far? They're
Yeah.
all incredibly affordable. That's
Yeah.
another
And they're
video I'm
all
working
awesome.
on. I think like 90% of the illustration rares from Mega 1 or Mega Base is all like sub $5. Like
Yeah.
there's only a few cards that are above that.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
crazy.
making the hit rates on those was a good decision
Agreed.
because illustration rares were already like this bridge in between having unbelievably cool cards that are full illustration style, but they're not as expensive as the illustration rares or the alt arts, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
now you're bridging that gap even further by making the hit rates easier. And I'm here for that.
Yeah.
I don't care about the
I-
value being impacted negatively or whatever.
Sure.
I think it's great.
Yeah, I agree. And I think going back to talking about Prismatic, I think the thing that was the most disappointing was the fact that we didn't get illustration rares. I think that it could have been one of the best sets of it still is technically, I would say, but like I think just from a artistry standpoint, it's lacking severely. Especially without having illustration rares, having those replaced with master balls. I think that it's very interesting how, and I'm an example of this, but I was excited to see master balls come to English with Prismatic, but having that in Japanese 151, I was like, ooh, but once they were here, it kind of like lost its complete effect to me personally. Like
100%. I was so excited about it. First couple packs I opened or ETBs, I was like, oh, this is cool. But then it's like, you just feel like something's missing. And it is. It's the illustration rares.
It
you
is.
need the illustration rares.
I agree. And I can't imagine the TCG reverting back. Something you mentioned in one of your videos that I was like, you know what? He's right. Was the fact that we've been on like the biggest run of great sets since Battle Styles. And like literally you cannot argue like I mean, you think about the first 3 sets of Sword and Shield, and it's depressing, like absolutely depressing. We got Sword and Shield base, Rebel Clash, and Darkness Ablaze. And there is, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm sure there's a card for someone in those sets, but like from an artistry standpoint, Battle Styles set the stage for everything that was to come. And that's the set that got me into Modern. I was collecting in 2020. When did you come back in, Jordan?
I don't know it was 2020 or 21. I can't remember the first Sword and Shield set I opened. It might have been Battle Styles, honestly. I opened a lot of Battle Styles. I like Urshifu a lot. And so like I was so fired up pulling some of the Rapid Strike and Single Strike Urshifus from that set. I never pulled Empoleon or Sleepy Tyranitar, but the Urshifus hit for me.
The Urshifu VMAX Rapid Strike is
so good.
It's like a Studio Ghibli style art. Like I can't that's the only thing that comes to mind when I look at it. Yeah, I think the first set that I opened coming back in was Rebel Clash or Vivid Voltage. I can't remember. I remember the first booster box I got back in was Vivid Voltage, and the excitement for that fat Pikachu, the VMAX Pikachu is just something else, man. And you look back now and you're like, what was I thinking? Why was I chasing that card so bad? I probably opened maybe 2 boxes of Vivid Voltage. The amazing rares were some of my favorite things of this set, which is
Yeah.
an interesting aspect that never came back.
I'm
That
sure
was
they'll
just
do
like,
them again.
yeah, they only did them for the 2 sets. I think it was it Vivid and Shining Fates, or was it, what was the second set that they did amazing rares in? I think it was Shining Fates. But
Yeah, I think so. Let's see here.
yeah. Yeah, I know we got Rayquaza, Celebi, Zacian. I'm missing a few.
Yeah.
But
Kyogre.
Kyogre, Yveltal,
Yeah. Yeah,
and
they're,
one
they're cool
more.
looking cards for half arts for sure. They're
Yeah,
unique.
they are. I feel like they're the closest thing to like a half art chase that we've ever got, and like they weren't hard to pull. I think that's the
Yeah.
other thing, is like they were still learning on how to change pull rates, create new rarities, and now we're
It's so
we're
weird.
spoiled.
It's so weird, like how much of a stride they hit at the end of Sun and Moon with the tag teams, and then they
to
just were
change
like,
that,
"Yeah, we're good."
yeah. Yeah, and I think that's how they build momentum with every block, right? Like they start slow, but every time it's like this artistry creep that's happening. Like what
Yeah.
happens with Gen 10? What's
But
the
it's
new
like
rarities?
with Scarlet and Violet, they didn't really pull any punches early. Like they had
No.
great cards in
I
every
agree.
set. So
I agree. Yeah.
I'm thankful that they're doing that, because otherwise you would just have, like, go back to the beginning of Sword and Shield. Like you said, it's sad. It's sad
It's
to look at
super
those
sad.
sets.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah. I think
So
yeah, I think, once Battle Styles came out, I was like, and it was the Tyranitar specifically. I
Mhm.
remember, I'm going to start collecting these new alternate art cards. And that just turned into a rabbit hole, a never ending. Yeah, I'm still collecting illustration rares, special illustration rares. My illustration rare binder is like one of my pride and joys in my collection from a modern standpoint. I need to finish at least Scarlet and Violet. I'm missing a few big ones that I'm just like, why did I wait so long?
you have Seismitoad?
I don't have Seismitoad. That was
Yeah.
one that I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take a backseat on this and wait it out.
Yeah.
But I don't have Magikarp. I don't have
Mm.
the Pokemon Center stamped Snorlax, or Pokemon Center stamped Charmander from why am I blanking? Obsidian Flames.
Obsidian. Yeah.
Yeah. What kind of binder stuff do you collect right now?
Well, for the longest time, early on 2025, I was just doing Crown Zenith Galarian Gallery. That's what I was doing. Getting the full binder of that.
Phenomenal set. It's so good. Start to
I just
finish.
decided, like, because before that I didn't really have goals. And before that I was like buying a lot of sealed because I could. Prices were good. I was like, but then like sealed starts going crazy, and I'm like, okay, maybe I need to focus on something else, right?
Yeah.
And I was also buying singles at the time, but I was like, okay, maybe I'll just do Crown Zenith because I think it's the best set ever, and I still do. I think it is the best set.
I think I will agree with you. When it comes to Sword and Shield, it's the best set. Like from every aspect, artistry, but also pull rates, opening experience, it checks all the boxes. And then like until like I understand what they did with mega evolutions and these new gold cards, and there's an aspect to them that makes them enticing, but I think until they bring back the type of gold cards that we saw in Crown Zenith, it's just never going to hit the same. It just won't.
No question.
Because
they're like alt art, special illustration rare style gold cards. I mean, it's insane. I do think the new gold cards are pretty good, but then you look back at other gold cards and I don't think that they're actually going to really stand up as well as we originally thought, probably when we first saw some of them, like Lucario and Gardevoir. And they are extremely rare, obviously. So
they're hard to pull.
They'll always have that. But
yeah, they'll always have that. But that's the thing, though, right? If we look back at Sword and Shield, like I think of Chilling Reign and the Gold Snorlax, that card's technically a harder pull than, I don't know, Galarian Moltres or Blaziken VMAX Alt Arts. Like, and to this day, it's still not. I think it's still one of the top most expensive cards from Chilling Reign, but It's not the top card. And I think, just based off of that experience through Sword and Shield, I saw these gold cards and knew that they would kind of, to a degree, age like milk. Like they're not for me. But I feel like they really catered to the One Piece type of collector that, like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, it's just like, I don't know. I love what they're doing with the texturing. I think it was improvement. They are harder to grade than people think because they have like this mirror foil. Ern got wrecked, totally trying to grade a bunch of those.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, you're grading too, right, Jordan?
Yeah. Relatively newish to it, and I'm not doing like huge submissions. I'm very discerning. So, I'm very like with the cards I'm submitting, I'm trying to get
hyper,
right?
Yeah, you're hypercritical. Yeah. And I
So,
think that's definitely the best way to go about it, especially starting.
Yeah.
How many submissions have you done so far?
I've only done like 3 or 4. I've been doing GameStop actually because
Oh, okay.
I'm
Their
getting less
turnarounds
than
are
2-month
faster.
turnaround.
Yeah. So for those that don't know in the chat, GameStop actually has their own designated like grading system of PSA graders. So whatever goes to GameStop has like basically graders set up for what's coming in from GameStop. And I have a friend, Richard, shout out to Rizzy. He grades through GameStop a lot, and his bulk turnarounds are much faster. I would recommend sooner or later, Jordan, for you to get your own PSA membership, only because shout out to Ern. What does he say? Hope Jake has a bulletproof vest on. He's shooting OP strays again. But I recommend getting your own account with PSA. There's a lot of benefits to it for someone that is considering grading more often. And based off my understanding, Jordan, correct me if I'm wrong, you're doing a lot of grading and you're not collecting graded cards. You're simply selling those cards and buying either like Japanese alternatives or English, because I know you collect both, but if you can find a cheaper alternative, and I think that's great. I think not enough people are actually, I would say, like utilizing these tools and resources to grow their collection faster without spending nearly as much, and if not making money while you're building out your collection. How's that been so far?
It's been great. I'm doing well. I've struggled with Japanese, honestly. I don't know why.
Interesting.
But I've done great with English. 75 to 80% on like 20 cards or so, which obviously a lot of people do one submission that's bigger than 20 cards like yourself. But like, again, I haven't been doing a ton of them, and I'm doing them specifically to basically flip and grow my collection.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing. I don't really personally need to have the slab. I enjoy looking at the cards, pulling them out, having them I enjoy taking them out of the sleeve and just like, getting that light on them and all that. Like, it's fun.
I wish I could. I have hyperhidrosis, so my hands get extremely clammy. And for someone that has loves grading and has to touch cardboard, it's impossible. I'm at card shows with black gloves. There's a I don't know if you know this, but there's a TikTok. It's an Instagram reel of these vendors that I met at Card Party, and they're great guys. Shout out to Oz and Nuno, but they asked me if I can show them like how I pre-grade, and like I have this black glove on and I'm going through all these different things, and I look like the mailman for some reason in the outfit that I was wearing.
So funny.
And it's hilarious. But I truly love like the experience of grading. I think not enough people are utilizing it, even if they don't collect graded cards. And I think you are a great example of how to utilize, these hobby tools to do that, because especially now, right? Like we're in a hobby where things are still booming. I don't know if you disagree with that or not, but like compared to what we saw in 2023, it's like night and day.
It's insane.
And even then,
it really is insane. Like, there are a lot of singles that are down right now, right? But all the sealed is just booming, like
ripping.
Evolving Skies now is back at its all-time high, about to break its all-time high. All the brand new sets, everybody knows they're all going absolutely insane. Maybe
Yeah.
perfect order will be like a blip to where we can get back
Yeah.
down. I don't know. We'll see.
I keep thinking I thought Journey Together was that. I thought that we were gonna experience that with Journey Together,
So
but
you
that
could
wasn't the
get
case.
Journey for a while under 200.
You could.
Um,
You definitely
so
could.
that it was kind of a blip, and obviously the singles are pretty cheap compared to a lot of other sets right now, and they're down big. But even that, now you look at it, I mean, I think Journey Together is like 250 for a booster
Yeah,
box,
I know. And
right?
then
So
speaking of Journey, it's been so confusing watching the Pokemon Company decide when and when not to do box toppers. Like, what are
yeah,
make up your mind, Pokemon? Like, I love that they were. I thought they were going to do it in Destined. Like, imagine if we got like a, I don't know, a Team Rockets, I don't know, Snorlax promo or something like that. Like, it would have been killer. Um,
yeah. I don't know
yeah,
how they're deciding to do it. It's just random. It
yeah,
seems
it's
like, but
very random. They didn't do it with Phantasmal. I wonder if like it doesn't sound like we're getting it in what is it? Perfect Zero?
perfect
Perfect
order.
Zero. Right? Perfect
Yeah,
Order. I'm mixing them up.
yeah.
Um
Mixing up the Japanese and the English.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, Perfect Order. I took a quick look at, some of the special illustration rares we're getting. I saw the Starmie. I saw the Mega Clefable, and then I think it's just the Clefairy illustration rare, which is probably one of my favorites, I think. And I just found out that they actually connect,
they
it looks
connect.
like.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For
so
some
I
reason,
love
even though it's the same artist and it's a connected art, the
they look
Clefairy
different.
just hits so much harder than the
Oh,
Clefable.
it's so much more nostalgic to us,
It's
I think, right?
crazy.
It just gives me that Mount Moon vibe.
And I just
Yeah,
think like the illustration, like the way or just the scene for some
yeah.
reason is just it hits harder. So much of the Clefable card, the background is just the moon,
Yeah,
right?
there's not a
So
lot of
there's not as
detail.
much going on.
Yeah.
And Mega
Um,
Clefable, eh.
yeah, it's
I
not
like
the worst,
Clefable,
but
but
it's yeah, yeah. No, me too. It's not the worst Mega. What are your thoughts on Mega Starmie, like overall?
I mean it's a meme. It's just
It's a
funny.
meme. Yeah, I agree.
And I'm okay
Yeah,
with that. Like,
yeah.
it's different for me with Mega Dragonite because I love Dragonite so much.
So good.
Uh, I don't love the Mega Dragonite.
Oh,
I don't love it. I
I
love
I
that the card they crushed it for sure.
yeah. Oh,
The overall
absolutely. Dom
design,
kills
like
it.
in game, I'm like, whatever. I
Yeah,
don't
I
love it.
think that's fair. I knew like I always like when I see these new evolutions or mega evolutions, I always wait to see how different artists, are able to do it in their own style because I think that really will like change the opinions of most once they see like just how creative people can get with these new designs from like a Pokemon perspective. But that's fair. I will say though, most of the new megas are not as good as the Dragonite in Mega Evolutions, just based from what is it, Z Day, the new game. I
Yeah.
think there's a handful that stick out. Like I like the Mega Skarmory,
Yeah.
the Mega Emboar is solid.
Love Mega
Um,
Ambor.
yeah, I think the Greninja is lazy, but
I
it is
yeah,
what it is.
I still like it though. Like, I
Yeah,
still like the way it
yeah,
looks.
it's
I
not,
I really like
it's
the
not bad.
Delphox.
That one's
Mega
killer.
Delphox is
Gives me
sick.
Harry Potter vibes so
Yeah.
hard. Like it's so good. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, definitely.
Um, Now you called Mega Dragonite getting the full evolution line, right?
Yeah.
You called that. That was pretty awesome. Earlier this
I
week, I called Mega Zygarde getting it, and it did.
oh,
And the
yeah.
reason that was bold is because it's not an evolution line. It's just
Yeah,
the different forms.
there's multiple forms, and I didn't play, was that Sun and Moon or X and Y? When did,
It was in
Zygarde
both.
come out? It was in
It was
both?
X and yeah, it was an X and Y, but then
X and
also Sun
Y?
and Moon.
Okay. I don't know this like the lore behind Zygarde or what it is in the video games. Like to me, it looks like a Digimon or something. It never made sense to me. I know it turns
Yeah.
into a dog at some point.
Yeah, so like you have the cell form, which is just like the little cells, which they also did include in this card, which is sick.
Mm,
If you get the more high res image of it, you can see the cells all over. And then the 10% form is the dog, which I love the dog. I think it's
Yeah,
so
the
cool.
dog is the coolest form in my opinion.
Yeah, so I was really happy that was included on there. And then 50% form is more of like the serpent, and then the complete form is like, Superman or whatever you want to call it, just like a
Yeah.
crazy. Um, I really like Zygarde. He's kind of like he keeps balance between Yveltal and Xerneas, and they
Okay.
have this whole thing going on. But I think that card is sick. I love it.
What are your thoughts on the set overall? Like, how do you think it's going to perform, and like, what's the sentiment with the hobby when it comes to release? Do you think people are going to gobble it up, or is it going to be a Rebel Clash that sits on shelves?
It's so difficult to say just because the hobby is so hype right now. I think it will be the first set that you can get under 200 booster boxes.
Yeah,
I think you
I
will.
would. I probably can see that's being the first set we see back at MSRP again.
Yeah,
Um,
that's bold. It's because
it
it's
is
like so
bold.
hard to
It's
imagine,
so
but I think it
yeah.
could happen.
Yeah, no, I see that only because I think Ascending Heroes will probably go up in price when that set comes out. I
Plus,
think
like
there'll be
Ascended Heroes will be booster bundles will be like releasing at the time that this set comes out. ETBs
yeah,
will only have been out for a little while. It's
yeah,
crazy with
and
Ascended
I'm
Heroes.
I'm hearing that I believe the 2 packs got delayed
Yeah.
to February 20th. So or the 3 packs, one of the two.
It's the
So
two
it's like
packs. So
are
I think the only thing that's releasing next week is 3-pack tech sticker collections, as
at
far
that
as I'm
point
aware of.
it makes more sense to me to just hold back and wait till you have the ETBs and release the set. It was very
Push
strange to
everything
me.
back.
Yeah, yeah. I originally my take was that this is going to be healthier for the hobby because I think that this was done intentionally. But as we get closer and I'm seeing that they're announcing delays, it kind of pushes me to believe maybe the opposite and that they are still playing catch up. But that being said, something that I'm just questioning is then why are we seeing leaks for cards that not don't come out in Ascended Heroes, don't come out in
Mhm.
Perfect Order, but come out in this CRI J block set that we don't even know about? Why are those cards being leaked in print? Why are they printed if
Yeah,
we don't even have? It's like,
in
are they?
English.
Yeah, in English. Like that's also rare, by the way. I don't see that as often as I see like obviously Japanese releases, but I remember Silver Tempest, there were leaks of those cards before we got the English or the Japanese. So yeah, it's very interesting. I think they have to be building an arsenal of this product at this point in order
Yeah.
to meet demand. And I keep thinking that's more likely, but every time we get a new set, it just seems to not be the case. We're seeing movement on Phantasmal. It's finally starting to, slowly go back up a little bit. I think it hit that $200 box range
Yeah.
around the holidays. Ern basically nailed that prediction, and I saw it coming. I think it for the most part is a one hit wonder. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it is in terms of special illustration rares for sure. And now, I'm a fan of every set that has come out outside of Pokemon Go since Battle Styles. I like every single
That's
one.
yeah, I agree.
There's something
I
for
agree.
me in every set.
I agree.
But I think just when you take away your subjective lens and try to look at it objectively, does anybody care about Mega Sharpedo or Mega Lopunny on a grand scale? No.
Or how many
Uh,
Rotoms do we need?
Right, and yeah, that one actually does fit. Like, I'm here for Mega Sharpedo and Mega Lopunny, but like, why do we need another Rotom?
Yeah, we got
What are we doing?
we got the Lost Origin Altart. We got an illustration rare Rotom in
Yeah,
one of the Scarlet and Violet sets.
that's
Like, yeah,
enough right
so
there.
that's enough. Like, I don't care how many forms Rotom has. You don't need more. We have
Yeah.
a question from Brandon. Do y'all think they have intentionally been holding back printed product? It feels like it's been too quiet with the amount of released product so far. It's hard to
I think
say.
they're I think they've just been slamming Prismatic. They promised to do that. I
They
think
have
that's what
been.
they've been doing.
Yeah,
'Cause
and
it's dropping all the
Costco
time.
drops. Yeah, Costco drops. Did you get the Costco drop recently this week with the
No.
UPCs?
No, I
There
was
was the
I didn't try to. Yeah, I
uh,
just
y-
decided to sit
you
it out.
sh- you I mean, you should. I think
I
Costco is
know.
like that. Costco is easily the one that's like if you join the wait list before it goes live, you'll most likely be able to get the product.
Yeah,
I've had good luck so far, and like the price, it came down to basically $104 a UPC, and like you can't beat that.
that's
That's
crazy. Yeah, I think
yeah,
those are like
um,
240 right now, secondary
yeah,
market. So hell of a
yeah.
deal.
Yeah, and I'm expecting the same with those the SPCs of Prismatic. Hopefully, we see a lot more of that. And you're right, Pokemon has been printing a lot of that set, and I think that they will, similar to the way they printed Crown Zenith, right? Like
Oh wait, are
we,
you
s-
saying the UPC for Mega Charizard?
yeah, the Mega Charizard,
Oh,
the
I thought you were
UPCs.
talking about the prismatic drop that they're doing.
Oh, oh no, that hasn't dropped yet.
SPC,
Yeah,
yeah. Okay, okay,
yeah,
I got you. Yeah, no, I
yeah.
didn't. I have gotten MSRP though on some Charizard boxes, so I feel good about
Spe-
that.
You said you go to a local game store that you pick up a lot of your product. How are they as far as
Yeah,
prices go and inventory?
yeah. So they do a day release, like usually the Saturday after release, where they do an MSRP event,
Oh, very
and
cool.
everybody that shows up is going to be able to get something MSRP, whether it's packs or ETB. They have like a different raffle system where you get to. It's just like based on luck what you're going to end up getting, and then after that, I mean, they don't have any more
Yeah,
inventory
it's
from
gone.
distribution. So I mean, they have to just buy at, whatever their percentage is and then sell just like anybody else would.
Nice. And when it comes to sourcing, are you buying a lot of your singles from these shops or are you doing online buys?
Yeah, and it's called Rally Point. Awesome
Okay,
store.
cool.
Anybody in North Florida should definitely be checking it out. Northeast Florida. Um, Not a huge store, but a great store, and the owner is really awesome. Always down to chat, down to help you out any way they can, and they have really good, like, he does 90% for a lot of trades, 90%.
Oh, wow.
So
Wow, that's sweet.
not if you're doing
That's
really cheap, but like I think over 150 for singles, he does 90%.
oh, that's
And
killer.
yeah, and then for sealed as well. So yeah, it's pretty legit.
I mean,
Rally
that's
Point.
better than PSA offers, I'll tell you
Yeah.
that.
So he hooks
Wow.
it up, and I love that store. And other than that, like I feel like the Mega Charizard UPC has been dropping everywhere. There was a
It
Saturday a
really
couple days
has.
ago where it was on Macy's and it was up for like hours
Oh, wow. Yeah, I think
at 1:30.
um, I truly believe that we're gonna see it closer to that $100 mark, similar to how the original Charizard UPC from Sword
Mhm.
and Shield. Um, the hype you were collecting around that time with
Yeah, I
those Char
was.
yeah,
I wasn't like super tuned into every drop at that point. So like
okay.
I was just like buying, what, like I didn't realize what Evolving Skies was at the
I mean,
time.
to be
I
honest, I
don't
don't think most people did,
Yeah.
because I remember that set came out in August. I still remember when I picked up like the build-in battles on pre-release, and there was demand, and it was like a limited, like you get 2 per person, and the booster boxes were still like 120,
Yeah.
130. And I think that Christmas boxes were still below $200, if not like maybe 150, 160 max.
Yeah. They were chilling.
It's yeah, and
And
it's
at that time that was expensive. People were like, "Oh
it
my gosh, this is
was.
crazy."
I know,
But
I know.
uh
Back in my day.
yeah, but
Yeah.
um yeah, I opened a good amount of Evolving Skies booster boxes just degenning, and I didn't even realize really what I was doing. And of course, only alt art I ever pulled from Evolving Skies was Golurk.
No. That's gotta be like the cheapest one from the set too, I
Yeah,
think.
it's actually more expensive than Metacham. Thank you very much.
Oh, excuse me.
Metacham's like
That
15 bucks now.
wow.
Yeah.
That's affordable alt arts from Evolving Skies, y'all. Jump on them. Like
Yeah, I
they
was
might
talking
not be
about
the
it on my
most
channel
popular.
today.
Yeah,
That's one of the
it's
things I like to talk about is like, yes, Evolving Skies is crazy. Everything's crazy right now, but there's value to be had.
yeah,
There is
yeah.
value to be had in different places, and like there's different entry points for everyone. Like if you don't have a lot of money that you're trying to drop on this stuff, you can still get really cool arts. Like the Go Lurk card is a cool card, and so is the
Yeah.
Metacham. If you
Yeah.
go a little bit more than that, the Noivern from Mitsuhiro Arita from Evolving Skies is $50. That's an awesome card too.
The
So
Noivern's beautiful.
that was
love
one of
that
my
card.
first ones from my first alt arts where I was like, I have to buy this card right now. This is so sick.
It's Arita, and like
Yeah.
I swear Arita just never misses, honestly. Even Sandaconda from Fusion Strike, I remember that card
Yeah.
was like in the bulk bin as an altar, and I'm like, this doesn't seem right. I'm pretty sure that, what is it, the Pokemon from Pogo, the not the Mewtwo but the other one, is it the
like Conkeldurr?
Conkeldurr? Yeah,
Yeah.
that altar was bulk.
Yeah.
It's crazy
And it's
to me.
just not
But
a
yeah,
good art.
it's not. It's a very
Sorry to
disappointing
whoever the artist
alt art.
is, but yeah.
Yeah, I think they're trying to like represent it inside of like a Pokemon stadium, but like it's
Yeah.
just it's kind of lacking. That's for sure. And
I do
for a
think the Mewtwo though is a value right now.
hey,
from
if
Pokemon
Ern
Go.
hears you say that right now, he's gonna like he's gonna jump for, yeah. Oh my god,
Yeah.
jump for joy. But yeah,
Yeah.
no, I agree. I think that Mewtwo was. I think they actually did really a great job for a Pokemon Go style illustration of Mewtwo. He's
Yeah.
like in the middle of New York. Like it feels very fitting for the theme of the set. But I think
Absolutely.
that Pogo overall just it missed a lot of opportunity, I think, as a set. I think the Radiant starters is cool. I love the sticker cards, the Dittos. That was a definitely very interesting choice as far as like a TCG card. But I would have liked to see more, I don't know, more more stuff like the Mewtwo. I think, Lawyer,
Yeah.
like it's more environmental, that makes sense from like a Pokemon Go experience.
Yeah, just like
I-
walking around the city and like a
Yeah.
Pokemon being there, something like that for sure.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
But you've seen a lot of that since then.
We have.
with different
We
cards.
have. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man. The art that's happening right now in this mega block is, I don't know, man. It's like none other. Like I look
Yeah.
at the Gardevoir from Mega Evolution's base. I think of the Charizard from Phantasmal, and I'm just like, where do we go from here? Like I talked a little bit about, what Gen 10 could look like from like a rarity standpoint and artistry standpoint. And I'm just like, are we going to have a point where they don't know how to elevate aside from just more illustration rares? Because
Yeah.
we have so many now. And I think what they did in Sword and Shield with the trainer galleries was like the right amount and the right, I don't know, approach where it's like, I don't get me wrong, I love seeing, I don't think we can ever go back to a set without illustration rares aside from Prismatic, but it's simply just, it's a staple in TCG sets, and it's like, it's expected. You can't remove it. If you remove it and it's a lack, like imagine something like Perfect Order without illustration rares. It's like
That
it's
would
gonna hurt.
legitimately be a $100 booster box.
Yeah. I totally agree.
Even in this market. I think that for
yeah.
sure.
Yeah. So
But yeah, speaking, you mentioned, Phantasmal Flames being the one-hit wonder, and in the SIRs it is. They taking the Oricorio out. That would have been an expensive card. That would have been a chase
I agree.
card. Right?
I agree. Yeah.
And then I do think though, like we mentioned with illustration rares, there's a lot of great illustration rares in Phantasmal Flames.
100%.
Like some of the
Actually,
best.
Let me see. I have my grading pile right here.
My little brother was at Target the other day and he randomly picked up some Phantasmal Flame.
Oh, the Piplup,
and
so good.
I pulled the Piplup. I was like,
I
hell
love
yeah.
that.
I don't have to go buy that now.
Yeah, I just picked this
Such a
one
cool
up.
card. Oh yeah, the Meowth.
Yeah.
I pulled that too.
I remember I was at Card Party in Seattle, and I think it was day 2, and there was the leak of the English copy of the Meowth, and at the time, people assumed that it was going to be a Japanese exclusive, and the PSA 10 for that Meowth was like $300-$400,
Mhm.
and on the third, was it the third day, that Sunday, everyone's price was literally just like competing as they like decreased it and decreased it to the point where I saw it at like $125.
I
Like
just
it's
gotta
just
get rid of
so, yeah, exactly.
this.
So what are your thoughts on the Chinese like exclusive illustrations and like, because you mentioned you have Sylveon, right?
Yeah. I think that they're great. I would never, and I'm not saying this to be mean to anyone, but I would never buy a Chinese card if I could get it in Japanese or English.
Yeah.
The only
Yeah.
reason, like, I would stick to English, except for the fact that like Japanese is literally, it is the language of Pokemon, right?
Yeah, it is.
So that's why
Yes.
it's okay. And the fact that like the printing, obviously the textures are way cooler and everything on the special illustration rares, but like it, so like I have some reverence for that. But like any other language, like why would I go get that? In my opinion. Now, why would you go get it? Because there's exclusives.
Yes.
And they're pretty cool. A lot of them are really cool, and I want the Cubone. It's a little expensive right now for my taste. I mean, it's not crazy, but
it's not, was it like 50, $60?
Yeah,
Maybe a little
maybe like
less?
70, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I saw a bunch of them, and I'm spoiled when it comes to local card shops in my area, Jordan. I basically have, I want to say 8 in like a 10-mile radius, like probably more than
Yeah.
that. It's so like there's the shop that opened, I want to say less than like 6 months ago, and they have like a source from China that brought in all these exclusive ones. And I had an opportunity to buy a lot of Gengachus, a lot of
Mhm.
regular Gengars, the Cubones, like all of them, Meowth, all of them. And I didn't, only because it would have been a grading play. It would have been something that
Yeah.
I sent to grade. I just didn't feel confident about the long, like that's the short term too. Cause I just
Mhm.
imagine if one of those cards come to Japanese or English, that whole market, and I don't think they'll do this because it will devastate that market as for the collector that sees the long-term value in those cards. But don't get me wrong, I think that the illustrations that they're doing, especially like I really love the Arcanine that they did,
Yeah.
the terrestrial hat one, the Terra.
Yeah.
And I think they did Mousehold. Those are fun. Um, and
Yeah, as
it
far
makes
as like
me,
value and like how they'll hold up, that is scary to me as well. I would not be buying them for anything like that. I'm only buying them to collect.
to collect. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the it sucks because I think those Pikachu cards, like the Gangachu, the Pikachu with the Psyduck, all the ones with all the Pikachus, beautiful. Like that art style looks so good. There's this like sense of nostalgia that's happening in those cards that I just can't pinpoint. And I would
Same
love to
thing with
see
the
cards like,
Pikachu from Mega Dream and Ascended Heroes.
yeah,
Or
yeah.
actually, it's
It's
not
like
in Mega Dream. It's in the starter
it's
deck
the
100.
starter
But
deck
it's in
100.
Ascended Heroes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites. What's your favorites from Ascended coming out? Like what do you, I mean, obviously the Dragonite, I would assume.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm
No?
I don't know. It's a great card, but I don't know. I
Yeah.
might just boycott just for,
The sake of
reasons.
it.
Yeah. But no, the Mega Gengar is insane, which again,
Yeah. Dan Chow
yeah, I mean, geez Louise, that's
killing it.
unbelievable. Yeah, I really like a lot of the Mega Attack rarities. Obviously, some of those are promos in English.
Mhm.
Trying to think like what oh, Enzo Rourke. That card.
Oh,
It's the same
that's,
artist as the Mega Gardevoir. That's the
yep,
one for me.
yep,
That's the
killing
one.
it. It's a beautiful card.
Yeah. I like
My
the Mewtwo.
Okay, me too. I was just gonna say that's my top card aside from Dragonite. Those are the two that
Okay.
I'll probably go after all of them, grade them all. But like that Mewtwo, Dragonite, and Metagross. I really love the Stevens
Mhm.
Metagross just because I'm a Metagross fan.
I
Gengar is
like it
probably going to
too.
be one of the most expensive cards, I think, in the set. I think Gengar will probably be the top card.
I think
Just
Gengar will be up like just not as expensive as Mega Charizard, but it also depends on how difficult it is to hit.
that's the thing, right? This set
I
has
need
how
Ascended
many?
Heroes to be like Crown Zenith. I need that so
That's
badly. That would be
I,
so amazing.
it would be. My fear is that it's going to be more like prismatic.
Yeah.
That's where I like. I wanted, and I had the same exact thoughts. I was like, give us that Crown Zenith opening experience, and all will be okay.
Yeah. The one
But
thing that will, I think, make it better, hopefully, is the mega attack rarities should give you some other level of chase too,
I
beyond
agree.
just the. And obviously, prismatic didn't give you anything, right? Other
No,
than the special
Master
illustration rares.
Balls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be better than that, but I agree. I don't think they're going to go full Crown Zenith for us. That would just be too
Oh,
cool.
shout out to Pokebeard. Thoughts on the new Meowth EX for Perfect Order?
Yeah.
I
Shout
love
out
it.
Pokebeard. Appreciate you being here.
Yeah, I think
I
the
like it a
colors
lot.
pop. Yeah, it's fun. We don't see a lot of base stage Pokemon get like EX special illustration rare treatment. And that was
Yeah.
a
Other than
problem that
like
I had.
Pikachu or Eevee. Right.
Yeah, those are like the only two. I
Yeah.
think I'm I'm kind of surprised that we haven't seen more of that because like when I see that like initially go back to cards from the EX era and I think of Gold Stars like we got Mudkip, Trico, and
Mhm.
Torchic as like these high rarity chase cards. I would love to see that more often. I think if we got the starters, like if we got Squirtle, Charmander, and Bulbasaur, like special illustration rares, not illustration rares, but like
Yeah.
EXs, it would be
That would go
killer.
crazy. Any of the
Yeah,
starters. That would be so
any of the
cool.
starters. I would, yeah,
Um,
I think
but yeah, that
Meow.
Meowth, a lot of people are talking about how it looks like the full art, and I get it. But
That's valid.
the thing about full arts, most of them are very just like three-dimensional, like generic, like they're not illustrative.
Sure.
Like
Yeah.
this was an illustration, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it. I'm not saying hand drawn, but it was probably digital, like a lot of the cards. But it's an illustration, and I do really like the background. I love the gold coins, like makes me think payday and all that stuff. And
Sure.
I think it's nostalgic. I like it.
I do too. I will say though, if I had with no price in mind, I would definitely like if I saw the Meowth from Phantasmal next to that card, I think I would still go with the one from Phantasmal only
I agree.
because of like the nostalgia aspect, right? I don't know if you know or I'm sure you are like aware of like the Pokemart and the Pokemon Center in the
Mhm.
background, like
Yeah.
that whole concept. The artist just like I don't know when artists like are given an assignment and they like expand upon it to that degree, like and like really make it world building, it's what attracts me to these cards. And
Yeah.
that's why I'm into modern as much as I am. Like I get coined as like the modern guy, but like I still have like a great like vintage collection. But it's just like it's hard to compare when it comes to the evolution of the artistry in the TCG. But
It
yeah, Meowth is
is.
cool.
And I agree with you 100%. Phantasmal Flames Meowth all day.
Oh yeah,
I'm with you. That
Yeah.
Meowth is so good. And it'd be cool if that was a special illustration rare, but
I
it's not.
agree.
But
Speaking of like illustration rares, we've seen some cool things happening with them like over the past couple of years, right? I think about Gardevoir line in Scarlet and Violet base, like that kind of started to set expectations of what to expect in the future, and then we saw 151 with the starters, and then now we're seeing illustration rares with the entire evolution line, and I think cards like that when I see like Ghastly from Temporal Forces or Flygon from Phantasmal Flames, or it has the Trapinch and the
mhm.
Lavarva. I think it's Lavarva. What is it? The second stage. I can't remember. It's
I'm
something like
drawing a
that.
blank now. Yeah.
But cards like that, like I want more of that. And I think that Pokemon Company knows that and is slowly like we look at the Mega Charizard and we have the entire evolution line with the Mega inside one card. What's next? Are we going to see this? Is what's funny is that I think of what is it? Not Shining Fates, Paldean Fates. And when we
Mhm.
got special illustration rare shinies of Gardevoir, Charizard, and what was the third one? Mew, of course.
Yeah.
And
How dare
we
you?
have, I know, Bubble Mew. You know what? You know what's crazy? I bought that card in a PSA 10 in English. It was September of last year for $250.
Crazy.
And I bought my Japanese PSA 10 for $100. And I saw the writing on the wall with that card. It
Mhm.
checks the cute factor. It attracts all different types of collectors, and it's a Mew.
Everybody loves Mew.
And on top of that, it's shiny Mew. And anytime we see a shiny Mew card, it has always done well. I think of Shining Legends. I think of the Koro Japanese exclusive promo. Like it's never been an affordable card.
Yeah.
It just kind of blew my mind how far it went. I think it's like over $1,000 now. But what I was getting at, I don't want to get too far off, but like having shiny alt arts was a big deal. But I remember when that set came out, it was hard to, actually sell. Like I remember I had a case of those Pokemon Center ETBs, and I like to like collect one of each Pokemon Center ETB. And I bought a case trying to sell the others. I had a hard time. I couldn't sell like one or two of them. It took me a while to finally move them. And now it's like a $250 base ETB, not a Pokemon Center ETB. It's crazy. Are you collecting sealed?
Yeah, I've been buying a lot of sealed stuff lately just because there's some price points where I feel really comfortable with certain things. You know, we talked about the Mega Charizard, UPC. Right when Phantasmal Flames got it to its low, I bought a little bit of that, and I bought a little bit of Mega Evolution right when it hit its low, like right before Christmas.
Nice.
And I had been slowly buying some Twilight Masquerade Elite Trainer boxes just because they were like in the 50s to 60s.
They did get pretty low, and there was quite a bit of them. I think it was on like a lot of the like large, Target, Best Buy. They were like just listing them. They sat there.
And then Surging had a pretty big ETB reprint as well that I got in on a bunch of those. I've always bought Battle Styles, and like I still have some sealed Battle Styles, and I've always bought Scarlet and Violet base.
Scarlet and Violet base, I remember when that set came out, and when people found out that the pull rates were as easy as they were, it's like everyone lost interest in it. And I thought that was like a good sweet spot, to be honest. I don't think it's necessary for some of these cards to be as hard to pull as they are. I think about like Magikarp from Paldea was it Paldea Evolved? And I think the only reason why that card's as hard as it is because there's so many illustration rares in Paldea.
Huge
otherwise, you look at smaller illustration rare sets and like they're a dime a dozen. I think that sets like Paldea Evolved and there's another one that's on my mind.
Black Bolt, White Flare.
Yeah, Black Bolt, White Flare. It's just like they're abundant.
Illustration rares.
Yeah. Paradox Rift is also one of the larger single sets that have like 30 plus illustration rares. I think that's too much. I think that as much as I love illustration rares, there's a point where it feels unnecessary, and they can do more with less. And I think of like sets like Destined Rivals has a good amount of illustration rares and like quality illustration rares. We have Typhlosion, we have Lapras, Psyduck. Like Destined Rivals, it's such a great set.
It's amazing.
Do you have any sealed Destined?
I have one booster box, and I have some booster bundles. I think actually booster bundles are supposed to be getting a reprint soon. I think that that'll be a really good time. I don't know if Destined Rivals, I just don't think it's ever going to get cheap. And I made a video today about this. Like, Pokemon's history suggests that these sets will get cheaper. They always have.
But this is also,
it feels different.
It's unprecedented. It's truly, it's never like, if we think about like, Evolving Skies came out during a very hype period. I think it was still a lot of focus on vintage, but overall there was a lot more demand for modern. And even then, the set prices were nowhere near like this. Like you
Yeah.
can still get sub MSRP for months.
Yeah.
And to I don't know what's happening, and I don't know what the if are we setting a new floor in terms of market prices on these. But I think about Millennium Print Group and what they're going to bring when it comes to print volume in those coming years, what that looks like, and what the demand looks like at that time. Because I've always been someone that am very cautious when it comes to scaling things, and you have to find a balance. And I understand that that facility is probably going to be printing a lot of different things, but let's
Yeah.
all agree that it's most likely going to be printing a lot of Pokemon. And does the Pokemon company have that much confidence in the demand that we're seeing now in 3 years from now, 2, 3 years from now? Because if it goes online in 2028, I would imagine we're not going to see, um, you know, how big of a deal this is until 2029.
Yeah.
And, by then we're getting close to that 35th anniversary. So maybe they do expect this trajectory to just continue to adopt more and more collectors and hobbyists, but it's really hard to say. We got a shout out to Pete. He just asked a question. Thoughts on creators outside of Pokemon space starting to collab with Pokemon content creators? I think it's great. I have a guest with 21 million YouTube subs for my first stream this year. So holy
Jeez.
crap.
What are they doing?
Yeah, no, I think it's exciting. But also I'm a big skeptic. And to me, I think it as the people that just jump into something while it's hot and then they jump out without care and just kind of like throw it to the side. It's like, what can I extract from this? And it doesn't matter how I leave it. And I think, that being said, that there is a lot of opportunity when this many eyes are on the hobby, especially if you are able to like build out inventory that you want to sell. I think if you cater to the general hobbyist, you can profit a lot and build out a pretty impressive collection, or just really like improve business goals as far as like you know buying, flipping. But I'm curious though, because with people coming into the hobby, we got Logan Paul just like going crazy on marketing his illustrator.
Yeah.
And we got the Golden Show on Netflix also talking about it. Like we have all these different random creators, and like I think it's great, but also like what's the intention behind it? Like what do they get out of it? Is an important aspect of it. What are your thoughts?
I think so too. Absolutely. Like anybody who's just coming into Pokemon because of the money, I'm not really here for that. Like I think if you want to be somebody who's involved in the hobby and more on the sealed side and be like more of an investor, hopefully you still love Pokemon and like you collect as well. Like I
Yeah.
don't know why people would be here other than that. I mean, obviously it's the money. That's why they would be here other than that. But hopefully most people that are coming into it have some respect for it. And
Yeah.
if not, you know, I guess the better question would not be about like what they're getting out of it, but what do the collectors get out of the attention?
Yeah. Yeah. I
Like,
think
what does that mean for the collectors?
that's a great point. Yeah, I think a lot of the time, and it feels like it's almost a repeat of what we saw when Logan initially got back in. Don't get me wrong; I think Logan's presence had a positive impact in a lot of ways. And there's always like, how do I? It's like there's a lot of shedding that happens anytime we see like a hobby like this scale. Like we saw it in the 2020 pandemic boom where it exploded, but I think over time we I don't want to say bad actors, and because like a lot of people that fade out, like they maybe just didn't enjoy it as much as they thought they would, and they just they phase out of this hobby normally. But like I think we build a stronger hobby every time. It's just like more refined and sharpening that blade as we proceed. But yeah, I always find it interesting when I start seeing a lot of marketing, being pushed into the hobby, and that raises some alarms. But also, it's like, okay, how can I make this work for me? Because
Yeah.
I looked at this recent boom that way. In the past, I think I've had more of a pessimistic attitude with certain things when it comes to the hobby, because I think as collectors we get a little too attached and protective of our hobby because it's a hobby, right? But I've been, and I'm sure you do too, with making content. Like, you're trying to grow your channel in a healthy way with people that want to be there for you, um, but also you want to, like, you put in a lot of effort and work into doing that. You want some sort of financial benefit, to some degree, right?
Yeah.
I would assume. Please, yeah,
Obviously. Yeah.
let me know. So, like, how do I look at these opportunities in a way that can benefit me and the community that I'm trying to create? And I found that through YouTube. I've been doing content now for a little over a year and a half almost. And I've also just documented, my experiences collecting and how others can make things possible in markets like this. Because I think the majority of people have a bad attitude about the hobby because they're in situations where they can't capitalize on it. And I think that they'd have a different opinion on it if they can find ways to make it work for them. And I think it comes down to stop pointing and start, like, reflecting and looking at
Yeah.
yourself and then going, how can I navigate this in a way that is still enjoyable? Nonetheless, all that being said, Peak, I'm excited to see what this 21 million
Yeah.
YouTube sub. I'm gonna
That's
start looking
crazy.
at big. Yeah, I'm very curious. Peak, you better let me know who it is on Instagram, because I'm excited to find out. But yeah, and thank you everyone in the chat. I've been doing a bad job looking at this. I'm typically not the host on these podcasts, but now that I am, I have to be a little bit better at looking at everyone in the chat. We have 19 people watching. Shout out to y'all.
Thank y'all all for being here for sure.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Yeah. So I totally agree regarding like people's negativity. It's like, instead of looking at and pointing the finger at other, figure out what you can do for yourself in this hobby. And part of that for me was getting into grading. Like, there's this opportunity
Love to
here,
hear it.
massive opportunity here, right?
More talk
Anybody
about grading.
anybody can do it. Like,
Yeah.
anybody can do it, and I'm proof of
That's the
that.
thing. You're exactly that. And I'm like, I'm known as, like, at this point, like the PSA collector boy, like, on
Yeah.
YouTube. Like, I think I've accidentally branded myself that way, but it's because it works. If you put in the work, and I think knowing that you are more of a newer grader, as well as, like, the flipping and building out your collection that way, as an example, it also just shows how grading has changed over the last couple of years as far as, like, entry points. GameStop opening the floodgates, it kind of sucks for people like me because it has made sourcing gradable cards much more difficult.
Yeah.
Because your common collector can go into GameStop, buy some packs, open packs, send off cards that they pulled without ever leaving the store. I'm really curious, like, the data on that, if that's even something that people can measure, because I would imagine there's a lot of people that go into GameStop at one point, buy some stuff, go home, open it, and go right back in to grade it. And to me, that's crazy. I think
Yeah.
PSA probably underestimated how big that part of their business would be, because it has slowed down grading. And I think that's why they've probably been, like, finding ways to separate the business from, like, the GameStop, like, flow to, like, people that are grading directly with PSA. And I want to touch on that because I want to sell you on, like, potentially getting a PSA membership, because the PSA offers are a great opportunity for people that want to liquidate and
Hmm.
just, like, also the thing that I've enjoyed most about it is sending to the vault. That's new for me, and basically allowing yourself to, hey, like, I intend to sell this stuff. Let me list it on an eBay account that has a a much bigger like audience than my small eBay, because I was doing that for a little bit,
Mhm.
and not have to advertise it. You don't have to spend. You get your 83%, 84% or higher, depending on what you're selling. But it's so quick. I've had great experiences with it with recent submissions, and also I think being able to send at different tiers. You can't do that with GameStop right now, from my understanding, right? They only do bulk.
Yeah, it's all bulk.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know how you can get past the fact that it's the quickest turnaround by far.
I know. And
It's just
it's true. You're winning that way. Like, you really are.
yeah.
If you need stuff
And I
turned
don't
around
like
faster.
GameStop right now.
Sure.
Like the prices are insane, but again, it's like instead of pointing the finger, like how can I extract some value from
Exactly.
this? And I'm doing that. And also just like I could submit one card if I wanted to,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah,
there's
exactly.
no issue with that at all. Um, so
Yeah.
I feel you. I think that there's definitely pros to it. And then also, I've never had any problem selling on eBay. And
Good. That's good.
all that is also during the boom, right?
Sure.
For the most part. I
Yeah.
did sell some stuff before the boom just because I wanted to get my eBay store going. Like
Yeah.
when I was opening some stuff from late Sword and Shield, early Scarlet and Violet, I was selling little things here and there just to kind of, again, get the store up and running. But most of the slabs I have gotten graded and then sold, it's been during the boom. So things do move faster right now.
It's
And there was like a little bit of a lull, right?
Mhm.
November, December, but I
Yeah.
think things are coming back pretty strong. And maybe obviously there's so much drama with PSA and all these different grading situations going on and acquisitions, but
Yeah.
I think it's pretty strong. And speaking of Crown Zenith, that's another reason it's the GOAT.
It
Dude, great. Like, just go
grading
look
Crown
at
Zenith.
Crown Zenith cards. Go look at them.
Yeah.
There's a good chance.
Yeah.
There's a good chance
Yeah.
there's a 10.
Oh, 90% of the time, I swear. I think Crown Zenith and Celebrations from Sword and Shield era had the best print quality of like any set from that block. I don't know
Yeah.
where they printed Celebrations, but it is very evident that they printed it somewhere else or put some sort of different like layer of quality into making those cards, because the backs are extremely matte to the point where they don't scratch very easily. I don't know what they did, but it feels better. And Crown Zenith is probably the second best thing. I think the only issues I came across with Crown Zenith was centering.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
there's always going to be some centering. Like Japanese, like the centering is way better, right?
Yeah.
Generally speaking, the centering is way better. What I have had issues with Japanese, I think, is really the cut. And not that there's like
I know what you're
whitening on
talking
the
about.
corners or anything like that. It's just like the cleanness of the cut, like it's a dull blade or something like that.
Yep, I've noticed that too on a lot of Japanese, and surprisingly, it still grades a 10 most of the time.
Yeah.
And I wonder if that comes down to graders having assumptions of the quality and not doing the same level of effort grading English just because they expect it to be nicer. It's hard to say, but I will say that like I've noticed a slight decline in Japanese print quality just based off of some of the edge cuts, but still
Yeah.
night and day as far as like textures go.
No doubt. Like the textures are crazy. So I didn't buy this per se, but I traded things in. I had to have it. I had to.
Oh, oh, I love it. I still
Yeah.
need it. I'm grading the English 10. Like I have to like, oh my gosh. I am not a Charizard guy. For those that don't know, I'm a huge Blastoise collector. I don't know if you know that, Jordan.
Yeah, I did.
Let me pull a few things out. I got a bunch right here.
But yeah, that Charizard, I mean, a guy I know, acquaintance in the hobby, brought it in while I was in the shop, and I was like, I gotta have it. I gotta have it. And so Like I traded in a couple Astral Radiance booster boxes for it.
Nice. No, I mean, I
They were
really
just sitting
think,
on the shelf. I was like, all right, yep, it's happening.
yeah. Uh, you know what? I try, speaking of trading in booster boxes, you want to hear something that's just, I mentioned this on the podcast with Ern, in one of the first few episodes, but, I had at 1.6 booster boxes of Evolving Skies. Now, I have one still, but I remember there was a card shop in the East Bay close. It's I want to say it's close to Oakland, and this old card shop had a ton of jungle blisters, like the cardboard sleeve, like check lane blisters.
Mhm.
And so I took two of my booster boxes and traded them in, plus like I don't know, like $150 for an art set. And boy, have those jungle packs not moved much. But I truly I love
Oh,
those old blisters. And I
very
think back,
cool,
I'm
but
like,
damn.
I could have bought like 4 sets of those jungle blisters now, 5 sets.
Yeah.
But you live and you learn. Like you said, no one knew that Evolving Skies was gonna do Evolving Skies things, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, and I think if like at that time, I honestly feel like the content creation was so different. It was all just like people ripping packs.
ripping, opening.
That's all
Yeah,
it was basically.
it the investment stuff was very, very infant stage, I think.
Yeah.
Um, I
And
think
not
the
even
only
just
person,
investment, but like analyzing like how good is this set? Like there wasn't
yeah,
that many people out there just saying like this set when you look at the fact that they have all these evolution alt arts, the V maxes, the Vs, all the different things. Like that wasn't anything I saw at the time.
yeah, it wasn't the algorithm, that's for sure. I remember it just being like Leonhardt openings or Rev openings, vintage cards, and obviously he would do his mass like modern ones for his members only. And I can't believe the amount, like those member only videos where he was ripping packs like all damn day. I'm like, that is impressive for a one man band.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, like the content space has definitely evolved. At the time, I remember I got interested in it back in 2020 with YouTube content like Rev's vintage box breaks. But then I slowly started to fall into these weird niches. I don't know if you know PK Pokemon knowledge, but like I used to listen to his
I
lives. He
think
just
so, yeah.
rants. Um, his name's John, and he literally just like he can like stare dead into the lens of the camera and just rant about Pokemon nonstop without anyone else for a good 4 or 5 hours. And then I came across like these smaller Discord groups. Shout out to Professor Oak. He's him, and I don't know if you know DeGreen Shiz, but they have a podcast called Slab Podcast.
Okay.
And
No, I'm not aware of that one.
great guys. And if it wasn't for Oak, I don't think I'd be making content on YouTube. He was my first subscriber, and he was like, I started following people on YouTube just because I want to see them make content. And yeah, it's just like I came into these rabbit holes of like people really in the thick of it. And it made me far more interested in the hobby because they were just thinking about it far deeper than from a surface level of like chase cards and ultra modern, but like just like, how to, obviously one, make money, but also like think about collecting differently in a way that you create like an identity for yourself in this hobby. Cause I think that's important. Um,
Yeah.
it's definitely shout out to Drew P, OPM. Thank you for joining, Chris, Gump, everyone that's in here. Like I'm really honored that just to have the few that are in here. I'm really enjoying this. So expect more. Hey, what's up, Joey? Appreciate you joining, man.
RJ.
Yes, sir. Joey's actually coming over to the house on Sunday with Henry and Eric. They're gonna hang out for the day. So we're gonna have a cards and coffee. I'm probably gonna record content with them. They're gonna come by and check out the collection. Probably just hang out for a bit, maybe grab something to eat. But yeah, I'm excited for that. That's another
That's
thing,
awesome.
man. It's like the best part of this hobby has been the people that I met throughout it. And it's just like, I don't know, there's a huge like level of support that I didn't know I had until I started making content. And man, yeah, it's been great. And like getting to know these people, face to face, going to live events, card party. Jordan, I highly recommend you checking it out.
Yeah,
I
I got
think
to get
they're
out there.
Yeah, I think there's going to be 2 or 3 next year, and there's going to be one on your side of the country. So, um, yeah, that and then Collecticon. Have you been to a Collecticon, Jordan?
Yeah, yeah. I think
Okay.
there's actually going to be one in Jacksonville soon.
We're getting one in San Francisco, and that's the first one in Northern California they've ever done. The only ones we
Okay.
usually get in California are in SoCal, like Anaheim and so forth, or Long Beach. So having one like in 30, 40 minutes away is going to be great. Um, but
For
yeah,
sure.
I was gonna say just community, man. Like people cringe at the community word, I think a lot, but like man, it's opened so many doors, so many opportunities for me, not just like as a collector, as a hobbyist, but like in my career to some degree. It's been fantastic. So
Yeah, I
yeah,
feel like community is only cringy
yeah,
if
I
you're
know.
being cringy about it, right? Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think it's amazing too, and I don't have like a huge community of Pokemon friends. Basically, I'm happy to have been able to connect with you and all that
no,
stuff, and
definitely
that's amazing. And I have a couple of my buddies here that I was they always loved Pokemon, right? But they weren't as into it, and so I started talking to them about it more. And so the last couple years, they've been really into it with me, and we have our group chat, and we always go hunting and
love
go to
that.
the different. And so that's really fun. And then growing out the community a little bit on my YouTube channel, I have people that I engage with, and some members and things like that. And so it is really great having people that you can talk to and engage with and just have some fun. And
Yeah.
that's one of the beautiful things about the hobby for sure.
Yeah, especially on the internet, man. Like you said, like we would never have met each other in the real world if we didn't know have the shared passion for the hobby, right? And I think
Yeah.
there's a lot of that. Like I could name like 5 people that I see in the chat that I wouldn't know or have a relationship if it wasn't for Pokemon as a whole. And it's so crazy, right? Because it's this one hobby, and we all have very different backgrounds, different ambitions, different careers, and like it's just this hodgepodge that I don't know. It's exciting, and I love getting other people's opinions and thoughts on the hobby, which is another reason why I wanted to start this live, on my channel. So, yeah, more with you in the future for sure. So I'm glad
Oh
to
yeah.
have you on. And for those that aren't, go make sure to subscribe to Jordan. Jordan Collects on YouTube. Hopefully he makes an Instagram soon too, because that's another channel, man.
I
I got
need
Henry
to.
to make one. Yeah, I got Henry to finally make a Pokemon account on Instagram, and I think he's been having fun with it. It's been great
Yeah.
just to
So
share my collection. That's what I typically do.
mhm, yeah. So I did a lot of social media graphic design and kind of I did social media management for a couple local companies and have my own stuff going on. And so I got so burnt out on social media. I can't stand
That's
it.
fair. That's
I
fair. I
can't
know
stand it,
it.
you
It
know?
is a lot. Yeah,
And I know YouTube is like technically social media, but it's different to me.
technically, yeah, it is
Yeah.
very different. Yeah, that's very valid. Speaking of, we talked a little bit about it before we jumped on the live, but you want to share your background a little bit because you have YouTube aside from Pokemon.
Yeah. So I cover the Jaguars, Jacksonville Jaguars, local NFL team. I
There we
grew up
go.
in Jacksonville, so I've always been a fan of the team. And after I graduated from college in 2015, I was like, I'm going to start a blog. And I did that. And writing was a lot of fun, but it wasn't making any money.
Mm,
And I was like, how can I? And I also have like a merch shop as well that does pretty well for the Jags. Um, and so I was like, how can I actually make more money off of like covering the team? And so I was like, I can turn to YouTube and podcasting. Yeah, Duval, love to see that. Yeah. So I started my Jaguars channel, which is Gen Jag, Generation Jaguar, in like 2022,
okay.
and it grew organically, and it's doing well and all that good stuff. And I was like working from home since COVID. I was like, I feel like I have more time to focus on Pokemon. like I just got so into it, and I was like constantly thinking about it, constantly looking at sets, constantly looking at boxes and singles, and I was like, I just need to start talking about this. I need to. And so I did one day, and that was about a year and a half ago, about same
Oh,
time
nice.
when you
Wow.
started yours,
Very cool. Yeah.
and I've done. At first, I was mostly talking about investing, but like my that was a completely different time in the hobby, right?
It was. It
Like
was.
talking about investing, it was like fine because like who cares? Like nobody's gonna get mad about this at this time. Like all
Obsidian
this
Flames
stuff
was
is
$80 a box, baby.
yeah. So like nobody gave a crap. It was just like
Yeah.
it was just fun. But then when things changed and it felt like a little bit disingenuous to only talk about investing. And while I was talking about investing, I was still talking about like the cards because that's
Yeah.
ultimately what I want to talk about is the cards and the sets and how cool all that stuff is and how much I love these different arts. But um, basically, when things shifted in the hobby, I was like, okay, I'm going to talk about how to find value. And there's just so many different ways you can still find value in the hobby. And so I try to find value for myself because it got crazy for me as well and for the people who tune in. And I try to do that in a lot of different ways. So that's where we're at now.
Yeah. I love that. And I feel like it's a part of YouTube that I don't think that I hate to say it, but the algorithm like really wants to push. Like they really want to push like the heavy investment content that we see on other channels. Um, that I think that a lot of people miss out on a big part of investing is actually selling and experiencing that part because you can keep buying and these investor content creators can tell you to keep buying. But for people that, live in rural areas or don't have a lot of connections in the hobby, they're going to have a hard time moving this stuff at the prices that these investor channels are telling them that they're selling for. And so
Right.
it's really conflicting. And so a big part of my channel is documenting not only the wins but the losses and like knowing your risk tolerance, understanding what level of risk you're capable of taking that it won't like be like detrimental to you. um and so for me it's sharing that so that others can learn from that. And it's like show by doing, not just saying, you know what I mean, like actually
Yeah.
you know, put your money where your mouth is kind of thing. Because that's another thing. People have different incomes in this hobby that range from nothing to everything. And for those that may struggle financially and still want to participate in this hobby, there's ways to do it that won't
Hmm.
hurt you.
Yeah.
And there's ways that people that are, capable of spending all this money to do that more responsibly and more efficiently. It's I think it doesn't matter once you're rich, you can just buy whatever. But at the same time, like it's fun doing it. It's fun finding ways to make the hobby successful for you.
Yeah. It really is.
I
So
really,
gratifying.
yeah, it's so gratifying. Like, and you can hate grading as much as you want, but even I think you're an example of someone that doesn't collect graded cards, but is able to utilize that part of the hobby in a way that, um, makes you a successful collector. And like, that's another thing is like, um, direction, identity, and goals in this hobby really will determine the outcomes of your experience in this hobby. Because if you're just a loose cannon, you're most likely going to destroy something along the way.
Yeah.
Um,
And the problem is there's like 30 years of cards. Like if you don't have an identity or a focus, like you can just be all
yeah,
over the damn place. And
you
trust me,
really
I
can
know,
be.
like I was at the in the beginning. And
I
then I
think
realized,
everyone is, right?
yeah,
Everyone experiences like that chaotic, frantic, oh, I'm in the hobby, I want to just dive in, and like it's very dangerous. But at the same time, you don't know until you've done it. Yeah, I don't want to cut you off. Continue.
no, you're good. So basically, I mean, I have mad love for vintage and, nostalgia for it. I just don't that's not what I want, right? Like I think that the best arts, the stuff I love the most is modern. I,
That's
it
fair.
just is what it
Yeah.
is. And obviously it's not about like nostalgia with that. It's like I don't know, like I feel like I'm building nostalgia all the time with
Yeah.
things that are out now because I'm spending so much time with it. I'm spending so much thought on the prices and the singles, everything, and it's just so much fun. And I just think that these modern artists, the freedom they're giving them to get after it, it's
It
just so amazing.
It's great. It's fantastic. And I think that's a really interesting way of thinking about the hobby that I don't think I've ever heard anyone say is like you're building that nostalgia now. I mean, I imagine your 30s, like
Yeah,
that's
34.
yeah, yeah. So like I love that. I truly haven't heard something like that. And like knowing that you're experiencing that all over again in a modern way in a new era is great. And I think that that's the right attitude to have in this hobby. Like you said, 30 years of this stuff and finding your niche, finding your lane, it takes time, but it takes work. It takes effort. And a lot of the time people want to be told what to do on YouTube.
Mhm.
Being a content creator, I'm going to, have opinions on things and things that I would do. But at the end of the day, you got to make your own decisions in this hobby to figure out, what kind of collector you are, where, even if you're not a collector. Like I think of like, I don't know if you know Retrospecs, Nick. Shout out to Nick. He runs a business, basically middlemaning Japanese products, like sealed product for bunch of different businesses. It's business to business. So he's, setting up streamers with cases of Japanese through his connections. And I've watched him grow since 2020. And he started just like grading cards like a madman, like really building out his eBay to the point where he's kind of pivoted entirely to sealed product. And it's it's just he found out what works for him
Yeah.
based off of the work and time he put into it. And there's a balance to that. And I think a lot of the time hobbyists, experience burnout because they either don't have direction or they are not willing to, I don't know, like really reflect on how they want to approach this hobby in times like this. Even in times in 2023, I seized the opportunity. Like I genuinely saw like, oh, there's a slowdown. I'm going to take full advantage of this. And I went crazy on 151 Alakazam special illustration rares, all the illustration rares from 151 sealed product. I went crazy on it and it's worked out in my favor. Um,
I have
and
a
I
lot
think
of
that,
Alakazam.
dude, I
I have a lot of
graded.
Alakazam 151.
Oof, it's such a good card.
Yeah.
One of my first like big plays was with that card, grading a ton of them when they were cheap. And they jumped up to like 250 to $300 at one point, and I just liquidated them. And that was like one of my first YouTube videos, like how to turn value into more value and grow out collections that you set yourself up for. Um, yeah, it's a great part of the hobby, and it's not going anywhere. So anyone fighting people that want to grade cards or fighting the idea of grading, I'm sorry, but it's ingrained in this new aspect of the hobby. So either
I don't
use it or
really
don't.
know. I don't know why people have a problem with it necessarily.
I think it's
Like,
the
you just don't have to
inconsistencies.
be part of it.
You don't. And it's usually the loudest in the room are people that aren't actually engaged in it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I get a lot of the issues with grading. At the same time, I don't think people think I don't think people really want a true 10. I do. Like I
Yeah.
do, but
Yes,
I
we
make
know.
it like yeah. Like I I enjoy finding the best looking cards for my collection. And it's weird. I understand that. Like I sometimes will go to bed and I'm like, I need to replace that 10.
It's not quite good enough.
It's not quite good enough. But that's just me. But I understand like collectors that are looking for consistency in these grading companies. And I think that's probably the biggest argument. And I see like there's concerns around different things with different grading companies. and monopolies and things like that. But I think overall, like
You
it's
don't have to be the like,
yeah,
you don't have to
you
be a
don't.
part of it.
Yeah, no, like I know collectors that just do binder collections and don't
Yeah,
engage with grading at all, and they're having a great time. Like you
and
can
it
make it
doesn't
work.
negatively impact them in any
No,
way.
absolutely.
So, I don't
Yeah,
really get I get, like, if you are integrating and you have all these issues with the way things are going in grading, that's a whole nother story for sure.
yeah,
Like, and
yeah.
that is it is a little frightening.
Yeah, it is. I also think that people are very intimidated with the thought of sending their collectibles into the mailbox. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? Like people are scared to do it. And I think getting over that hump is, I think, in just going through the experience, you'll feel more comfortable with it with time. And I think like you're an example of that too, GameStop. You just drop them off with them and it's out of
Yeah.
your hands. Was
Yeah.
there a reason why, aside from the fact that like the barrier of entry was just lower for sending through GameStop, that you decided to go with PSA, or did you consider other grading companies?
Well, it's just the industry standard. I mean, point
Yeah,
blank, period, end of story. I
yeah.
think that there's a lot of other slabs that look better. I think every other grading company has its own issues in terms of consistency.
Yeah.
Ultimately, it's just the industry standard, and what I care about is selling them. So,
Well,
I mean, I just think
yeah.
and yeah,
Value
you can
chain.
obviously get into the, black labels and different things, but it just for consistency, I think PSA is the easiest thing to do.
Yeah. Um, with Beckett getting acquired by collectors, I'm hopeful. I truly am. I think that they're going to take the brand as serious as they have with PSA over the last 4 or 5 years. Um, and like we've already heard, some mentions of, changes to their label. I think people are a little nervous about that because change is always alarming. We
Mhm.
saw what CGC did. We saw what BGS tried to do in the past. I don't know if you were aware of that, Jordan, when they tried to
No.
change. So it was about, I want to say like 2 years ago. I think I still have the screenshot, but they took it down. I'm so glad I took a screenshot. But it was at BGS's headquarters, and they had this big, like, poster in the back of their front desk that showed the new grading standards. And they basically turned a card that had 9.5 subgrades across all of them into a 10. And the hobby just went up in an uproar, and they were
Yeah,
they
I
were
mean,
heated. They're basically
I
changing
was
their grading
yeah,
standards, allowing more people to get 10s through all 9.5s. Like that, it truly just doesn't make sense at that point.
and people have all their 9.5s that
Yeah,
should be
yeah.
10s. It's
Yeah,
like, what the
it's like,
hell?
and we saw how that worked out with
Yeah.
CGC. I think, like, a lot of people that are in the hobby now don't even know. So it's like at that there's a point of a time, like our attention spans in this hobby are very short as like a overall hobby. So like
Yeah.
you don't know if you weren't there. But that was a big deal going from the blue label to these new black and white and pristine labels with CGC. And it took some time for them to build up the confidence with the people grading with them again. And I think to some degree that still hasn't fully been um, um, brought back to where it was in terms of the confidence. But BGS tried to do that and they reverted back. They were like, okay, this was a bad idea. And I
Whoops.
think, yeah, exactly. And I think that with that happening and the way that PS collectors acquired SGC, that they're going to do the same thing with BGS. But I don't necessarily think that. I think that we'll see something like PSA in terms of like the user experience, the submission experience. I've had these conversations with other people. I might have mentioned it on the podcast with Ern, but I was just like, imagine, how in the PSA app you get your grading reveal and it's like the confetti when you hit a 10. Now imagine that and what they can do with a black label, and
Yeah.
how you can have like this immersive experience when you submit and get your grades back. So like I think that there is something there, and I'm sure that because PSA has thought about doing, what if we did like a black label or a perfect 10, and it's never going to happen based off of what I've heard from Nat Turner. And that's for the best. I think what I also really value about PSA is their slow scaling. They've been very good about incrementing the way they improve things carefully and cautiously with like the way that they've evolved their label over the years.
Yeah.
I think
Very
that
slow evolution there.
yeah, I think that there might be a little bit more of a jump with what they're going to do with BGS, but I think give it time, it's going to be a net positive for people that want to submit cards with Beckett. So yeah, what are your thoughts on all of that? Like, I know it's a very polarizing topic. Some people very lean heavily into anti-monopoly, anti one company owning all these companies, and I totally hear that argument, and a part of me agrees. But I just think of it from like, I'm a small guy and I'm just collecting and grading with these companies. Doesn't matter. I'm not the one, making millions off of owning these companies. I'm just, making my plays and utilizing them as resources and tools. But would love your thoughts.
Yeah, I think ultimately we don't know exactly what will happen with the acquisition and how things will change with Beckett. You would imagine that their processes would improve
Yeah.
overall, the user experience, but you never know. You never
Yeah.
know how these things will go. Nobody knows for certain. Nobody has that crystal ball. So I think you just gotta like stay fluid, stay
Yeah.
water,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. And that's another reason why I think I'm as picky as I am. When I got into this hobby, I didn't start grading until 2023. It wasn't until 2023. It took me 3 years to finally grade. And I'm glad that I did wait, because of the wait times that PSA was having around the pandemic was absurd, like over a year and
Mhm.
a half for some people. And so when I started grading, I knew that these grading companies weren't perfect, and I wanted to grade my own cards based off of what I thought was a 10. So I kind of ran an experiment with my first submission in terms of like sending a little bit of vintage and what I predicted we'll get with modern, some things that I can see being an issue that were factory related and not like someone like messing up a card and, actual
Mhm.
wear. And I was surprised by the results. And, with more time, I started looking at more graded cards and understanding that, oh, there are PSA 10s with white dots, and then there are PSA 10s with print lines, and then there are actual PSA 10s that I consider PSA 10s that are actually clean, very clean copies, well centered and whatnot. And so from there, I just totally was like, okay, I understand that PSA is king. PSA is the value king when it comes down to it. Like, they control the market as far as value goes across all these grading companies, maybe aside from BGS. And even then, I think BGS Black Label prices are somewhat related to a multiplier of what a PSA 10 is. I think that there's
Yeah.
some
I
relation
think the
there.
price is kinda derived, yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
And so I don't think this is ever going to be a reality, but it's definitely a possibility. It's definitely not, it's not never going to, like, I don't want to say it's never going to happen, because I think that there's always a possibility, but let's say PSA is not king and tag becomes king value wise, the amount of volume, all that. I could consider crossing my cards over so that my value is carried over to king. Now, I'm not confident that every card that I got will 10, because like I said, there's issues with all
Mhm.
these grading companies, different grading scales and whatnot. But I have more confidence based off of my experience pre-grading, um, vintage and modern. Like, I definitely, that's one of the things that I feel very good about from a hobby standpoint, is my ability and skills to grade well. Um, but at the end of the day, it's just different grading standards. But
Yeah.
being able to have that ability to potentially move my cards if I wanted to, if it ever came to that point, I don't think it will, but it's a peace of mind aspect. And just not
Yeah, I
enough people
agree.
look at their PSA 10s, like, or graded cards. They just see the number and are like, all right, I'll buy it, but they don't actually look at it. And then you'd be shocked. Like, you would be shocked at some of these cards that hit 10s across these different companies. I mean, for instance, go look at that Illustrator Pikachu.
Yeah.
Like, oh, there's a reason why it's still in an old holder. That's never getting reholdered.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a super old cert, right?
Yeah, yeah, and even
Yeah.
then, people will say that newer certs are better, but I think there's an argument that it's not as different as people think it is. Like, I've seen 2 certs and 4 certs, 6 certs that are just as good as some of these newer certs. And there's an argument for maybe buying older certs because of the way vintage cards are being doctored. I don't know if you're familiar
Yeah.
with that happening in the hobby, but it's
Mhm.
like I know of like 4 to 5 people that are altering cards and polishing, pulling out dents that are working like dark
Yeah.
magic to the point where
And I
I'm
have
like,
to imagine there's gotta be so many more people that we're unaware of that are doing the same thing.
yeah,
Um,
that are not
so
putting it out on social media and like, hey, look what I can do for your cards. Absolutely.
yeah.
And I would argue it's probably happening with a lot of the high end vintage stuff too.
Yeah, because it's
There's
like
been a
you can
lot of
take
noise.
whatever and X multiply it X times if you can up the grade by a point or whatever. It's like, yeah,
Yeah,
there's a lot of
it's
money in
scary.
that.
Yeah. Shout out Kurt. Kurt's card care. Oh, that's funny. Uh, let's see what the chat is saying. Peak that Chu said Jake looks at Whitening the same way that guy looks for the crypto hard drive he threw away in the landfill with all the is it Bitcoin?
Oh Lord.
Gump, I think a key aspect of the BGS acquisition is that PSA turned a rogue element data-wise into internal data at a time in which they're clearly moving to operationalize that data to make money. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, I mean,
just the data
valid.
from it.
Yep. What else? Shout out Cardboard Alchemist. I'm not familiar with him, but there you go. There's another one of just people doctoring cards.
Is
It's
that
also
someone who's like a is that someone's name or was that just like a reference to like,
I know it might be. Oh, that might
you
be.
know,
But that sounds like a
I don't
good
know.
name.
It is. That would be a great name if
Yeah,
it's
that's a
not,
great name. You should take it, Christopher. Take that name. Start doctoring. I think people would come to you for that.
for
Uh,
sure.
Shout out to Quilly Bear, Risk Confetti. Quilly Bear, Jordan. He's a actual local friend of mine. Before I started YouTube, we actually did cards and coffee. Like we got together, we go to coffee shops, we bring our graded cards, our binders, and we have so many coffee shops in the Bay Area, and we would try new ones and just come and hang out. Be like 8 of us guys and just spend Sunday mornings hanging out talking about Pokemon. And
I
Drew's
love that.
probably one of I'm not trying to gas him up too much, but he's probably one of the smartest guys I know. Um, he's an incredible guy, and he just started YouTube, so I would go check his content
Oh,
out.
hell yeah.
He just put out his second video. I want to say like 2 days ago, and it's
What's
on
his channel?
about Quilly Bear cards. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's a
we
great
gotta.
guy.
I'm always looking for anybody who's like thoughtful
Oh, he's your guy.
Pokemon YouTube content, you know?
Yeah.
That's what it's all
Um,
about.
just don't let him talk your ear off about Korean Dittos because he absolutely will. He had a huge he did really well off those cards. Let's just say that. But yeah, I don't know if Drew knows this or not, but he'll be on Earn and I's podcast very soon, and he'll also be on this live in next month. So yeah, definitely
Hell
worth
yeah.
checking him out.
Just subbed.
Hell yeah, there you go, Drew. You owe me coffee.
Yep. It's on Drew next
Uh,
time.
All right, I want to move on to another topic. What are your goals for this year as far as collecting, content creation? Where do you see yourself at the end of this year into 2027?
Yeah, I don't really have a specific goal content creation wise, except just to stay consistent because I know consistency is king. It's critical. I'm trying to put out one video per weekday, which
I
is a
will
lot.
say, I have noticed you have
Yeah.
been incredibly consistent. As someone that told myself I'd be even more consistent this year, I've had a rocky start with just career things that are happening right now.
Yeah.
But like I've noticed you've been killing it. And I love how clean and straight to the point your videos are. They're punchy, they're digestible. Can't say it enough. But yeah, continue. Like when
Yeah.
it
I
comes to
appreciate
collecting,
that, man.
what do you think you got in the pipeline as far as collection goals this year?
Well, honestly, I'm like so enamored with this Mega Evolution block right now.
It's
I
so good.
really, I'm really looking at just like getting all the Mega SIR Pokemon. And I don't know. That's not going to be that hard to do. Well, maybe with Ascended Heroes, it actually could be hard to do. That
Yeah.
Gengar is going to be a pretty penny, but that's what I want to do right now. That's what I'm thinking about. And obviously, timing wise, you have to be careful with that stuff, right? Like,
Yeah.
I got the Mega Charizard pretty much right after it came out because I was like, this is the greatest card I've ever seen. I don't really care. I'm not actually
I need
spending
it.
cash on it. I'm just getting it, whatever. But obviously, I'm usually more discerning. So, like, we're in a big dip right now with singles with Mega Evolution base set. The Mega Gardevoir is cheap as it's ever been. It's like 160. And the Japanese one is like 130, which is interesting.
I
Like the
want that
prices are so
card
close to each
so
other.
bad. It's
Yeah.
so good.
I got it at the card show this
Ah,
past weekend. Yeah.
legendary.
It's
How's it
not
look?
10 worthy. It's
Okay,
not 10
okay. It's
worthy.
for the binder.
Yeah. But happy
The
to have
palette
it.
is so good. Like I don't know. I'm a big graded guard guy. I've been supporting graded guard and Min since the beginning, and I'm waiting for them to do one that's I call it guava or watermelon. That's like green
Mhm.
and pink because it would go so well with that card.
Oh yeah. That would be
Uh,
so sick.
yeah.
Other than that, obviously I'm still just always looking to source cards that I can grade and sell. And
How has that been
I'm
for
also
you? Sourcing.
it's tough. It's been really tough for me. Just because
Do you have
I'm very
local
strict
card shows?
about it. Yeah, and they're just so slammed. It's like hard to get a moment to
Wow.
really get in there I think there's part of the reason they're so slammed. Obviously, the excitement around the hobby, but also just there's not a lot of good stores here for cards where you can
I
just
see.
go and source stuff all the time. So it's a little bit more difficult here than I don't have like 10 card shops right around me or anything like that. But um, again, I'm also very picky. Like I, I try to make sure I'm getting tens, and that can be difficult.
Uh,
Like
it can be. It can be.
especially like in an environment like a card show or even a card shop. Like you think you're looking at everything, but you don't have the lighting that you have at home. Like you
Yeah.
don't have the setup that you have at home, and you
I
might
can't
buy
tell you how
something.
many times. Yep. Yep. You buy it, you get home, and you're like, I did not see that.
You're like crap. But
Yep.
yeah, it happens. It's all good. But
So
yeah, I want to figure out a better way to source. And it might just be getting out of my comfort zone and trying to find more places that are a little bit further away from my house. Not super far, but
yeah.
uh,
If you can
I
make it
haven't
a
really
day,
ventured outside of my like area of town as
I
much.
see.
Which Jacksonville
Yeah.
is like a huge city. It's the biggest landmass city in the continental United States.
Oh wow, I did not know that.
It's not densely populated. There's like 1 million people. For such a big city, it's not densely populated, but so there's like a lot of areas that I haven't really explored enough that I need to get out of my comfort zone and go do that for sure. And that's another goal, just like getting out of your comfort zone. Um, I might like to vend one day this year, like at a card show.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know. I definitely could do it because like I have experience selling at events through my Jaguars company where I have my merch, right? So I've done a lot of big events and sold a lot, and I have all the setup for all that stuff. So I could definitely do it.
Oh, you
Um,
should. That would be
yeah,
cool. I'd love to,
I
yeah,
think I,
get your thoughts after that experience too.
yeah, I think
And
I
hey,
should do that.
if you ever go to a Jaguar game in San Francisco or Santa Clara with the 49ers, man, I'll take you to some of the shops out here. We got
Hell
plenty.
yeah, dude. You know what? It would have been awesome if because the Jags played in San Francisco this year.
See,
This
yeah,
past year they did.
let me know,
We should
man.
have
If
figured
you're
that
ever in
out.
this side, yeah, no, I'd be happy to. Yeah, we are truly spoiled here in the Bay Area. And what's even better is that there's a large amount of these shops that don't grade themselves.
That's
So
the key.
like you have to find like local shops that are not pre-grading their cards to send off to grading companies. And I'm pretty lucky there. There's some hidden gems that I won't give away because that's where I source a lot. But
Mhm.
yeah, it's definitely been more difficult for me too. Like I mentioned earlier, like GameStop, really made it so that a lot more people are grading. That being said, I feel like grading modern has slowed down a little bit for like a lot of the new collectors are buying graded cards, modern cards, just because um, you know, prices have been a little bit weird over the last couple of months and people probably got
Yeah.
a little nervous. So if more of that happens, maybe more people are going to sell their raw stuff. I just picked up another one of these, and I think like you mentioned Mega, and I swear to you, I think Mega Evolutions is like some of the best print quality I've seen since Crown Zenith.
Yeah.
This Mega
Base.
Absol.
Yeah.
I can't wait till we get the Mega Z variant as a special illustration rare. I think we're going to see it before the end of this block. And I
I do
think
too.
that with this card is going to look so good.
I've got
Yeah.
Mega Latias out right now.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, and you always think it, but like that one's got a 10. Like that was a perfect card.
I'm telling you, I had really good, like for instance, I have a few goodies here. Where is it? This one's cool. They totally screwed me on my sequential though, but I've got.
Oh, they did.
Yeah, it's okay though
Dang.
because I had a secondary one, so I got the Bulba, I got the Ivy. Where am I at? Right there,
Yeah,
and then the Venusaur.
so good.
I had two of these in the submission, and the one that was in order got the 9, which is surprising because I truly think that they look the exact same. But you know, it is what it is. And there's times where I'll look at it and be like, should I crack this and resend it? Sometimes I don't. I miss things too. Like as critical as I am, it happens. Sometimes maybe something happened at PSA.
Yeah,
but I
I
don't
also think that sometimes like they're just not going to give you 100%.
Yeah, no,
They're not going to.
So
They just
for
won't.
instance, yeah, let me see if I can pull it up. Let me try to do this. I recently had a submission. Let me see if I can do this here. And I swear to you, I truly think that they actually did this. Exactly what you're saying. So let me do this without showing my information. Where
Beautiful
is it?
tap dance. It's tightrope here.
Yeah, definitely.
Don't show the info.
No, here, I think we can do it. All right, let me share screen here. All right, guys, I'm new to being the host, so give me some slack. Is this the right one? Share screen. Is it PSA? I thought I have. All right, here. Okay. All right. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, dude. Okay. This is one of my favorite cards. And I know you love it too. I know you did a million.
Yeah. So what's crazy is for those that don't know, I have a ongoing, I haven't this, you're getting a sneak peek basically, but I did a video where I was showing off, like I had like 100 copies of this that I bought for like $2 or $3 a piece. And I went through them all and found 20 gradable ones. And this is that submission, right? And then I had sent those out. And then I did another submission of about 14 of them that were from the leftovers, along with the it's an Alakazam Cosmo promo from Twilight Masquerade that came out in the Knockout Collection box. And I sent those out, and those came back faster. And 13 out of 14 of them got PSA 10s. So they were from the second set. So I was like, whoa. All right. Well, I'm really hopeful for this one because, I mean, I did so well on this one. So let's just go through them real quick. I got a 10.
Oh, yeah. This is beautiful.
10, 10, 1, 9, a 10. This one's funny right here. A 6, 10, 10, 10.
You think there's
10.
like on the 6, like
let's go back to it real quick.
a dent or something?
It's hard to say. It probably does, but man, I can go back and watch that video and see if there's anything that I don't see, but I could have missed something, right? I went through so many of these. It's a really nice copy. I was surprised by the 6, but that being said, it could have been a pin dot. It could have been something super small. But 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, one more 9, and then 2 more 10s. That's it. I got
So that's
17.
great.
Yeah, 17 out of 20 of them hit PSA 10s.
Oh yeah.
And so that is probably one of my, I wouldn't say like, it's not a crazy play, because what's funny is when I didn't source them, but when I sent them out, they were about $100, right? But that's what they were going for in a PSA 10. And then all while at PSA, they climbed up to 200 and then came back down to 100 by the time I got them back. So they're about $100 a piece. And I'm
Yeah.
sending most of them to the vault. I'm going to bring back home about 8 to 10 of them, and then maybe move some of them at local shows or do whatever, just hold them. But the rest, I list on eBay, best offer, and set and forget. And then sometimes I'll get a notification that one sold. And it's just like a slow burn, but like the profit margins are good enough for me to, I mean, $3 plus grading. And what's shocking was the PSA offer for the 6 was $18 and the PSA 9 offer was $19.
Oh my gosh.
I just ate them. I just
Yeah.
sold them back, because it's like I'm not going to put in the effort of trying to sell some PSA 9s and a PSA 6. Like, this is as liquid as it's going to get.
That's another thing people should. So buying a card and grading it is not risky. The only risk is the amount of time you're waiting to get that. The amount of time that money is wrapped up in that is the only issue. You can always sell that card again.
Yeah.
For basically what you got it for, and then you're just out the $20 or $15 that you spent to
or just break even. Like, that's it. Yeah.
Exactly. So like that's one thing people should realize. It's really not risky as long as you're willing to sell that card again, even and break even basically.
Yeah. I think it's an educated risk, right? Like, you look at like, okay, if you're like you are doing, right, you're very careful about the cards that you're buying to send to PSA, because you want to hire the possibility of getting the 10 across your submissions, so that there is value to be made. Whether it takes 3 to 6 months to get your cards back, you feel more confident knowing that when they get back, they'll be there. You're not worried about selling them. It's just making sure that they hit the grade that you want them to, at least most of them. I mean, there's a whole theory that people have in playing like mind games when it comes to sending cards. Like, I've had people tell me, oh, you shouldn't have sent 20 of the same card, because they're going to find the best looking one and then compare it to the rest, and you're going to get more 9s. If you should have just sent like 2 or 3 in every submission. And I'm like, you can play those games, but
I don't think that's true.
There's no data that proves either of those are true. Like, and so because of that, you just got to do what you got to do and like hope for the best, because you might have a grader that's having a not so great day and they might be more critical, or you might have someone that just had the best day of their life and they're throwing 10s out on stuff that maybe shouldn't have. And like, I think you said, there's like subjectivity to grading that people say that they don't want, but when it's in their favor, they have a different. Definitely. I know we hit the 2 hour. I know we hit the 2 hour mark. Are you okay right now?
Yeah. Speaking of the I just put the Lucario V-Star. The front page of my Crown Zenith Galarian.
we are totally shilling this card now. Go look up PSA's eBay. There's plenty of them listed currently. That's so funny.
I mean, Lucario is one of my favorite Pokemon.
It's such a good card.
And that card is so sick. And there's just like still like barely any interest in it for some reason.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, there's a ton of them out there because of all the Crown Zenith ETBs, but
that artist, by the way, I think that was their first card in the TCG, but they are a very popular anime artist from my understanding.
Okay. Well, they killed it.
No, they definitely did. And I know that they did another card not too long ago. What was it? Oh, that's right. They did I believe they did the Cobalion from Black and White or Black Bolt.
That's a good card.
And they did the Stevens Beldam
Mhm.
from the starter deck that they
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
Yeah, their stuff is just, man.
I don't think any of
Yeah.
those match up with that Lucario V-Star though. That's the best one of those cards.
Oh, agreed. I think the next best thing is probably it's just I think it's from Paldean Fates or Paldea Evolved. It's a Tyranitar. It's just a half art, but they made it a Cosmo
Okay.
Hollow at one point. But yeah, I agree that Lucario is just it's like a Super Saiyan Lucario. Like I don't know how else to
Yeah.
put it. It's sweet.
Okay, I have a
Um,
question.
yeah.
Would you rather get Cosmos holofoils back in packs
Oof.
or
Okay.
just keep them as promos?
I think promos. I only
Yeah.
say that unless, and I was like, what if they made Cosmo Hollow illustration rares? That would be awesome. And I wonder, because this is like one of the last topics that I had, but 30th anniversary. I don't know if you saw the product where they're releasing like Series 1, Series 2, and Series 3, but
The
it looks like
starters?
yeah. So the
Mhm.
first set is like, I want to say it's Gen 1, 3, and 6 or something like that. Or something like they skip every other generation, and then Series 2 is going to be like 2, 4, 6 or something like that. I can't remember. But they're doing illustration rare packs of those starters. So based on what series it is, you'll get like a pack of just illustration rares. But what if those illustration rares have a different hollow pattern? Because they are packs, but they're also like a promotional given.
Yeah.
So it would be really cool to see something like that. I think
Since
that would
they've already
be
like called it illustration rares, I don't think they're gonna do it,
I could
right?
be hopeful. Yeah, yeah, definitely.
But
But
they could do something like that at some point where it's not an illustration rare, but it's like a full illustration that has
a
not the
Cosmo rare.
texturing of a special illustration rare, but something like that.
Yeah, I'd
And
love
that
to
would
see
be
it.
dope. I've thought about that before. Like, what could they do to up the ante with illustration rares? Um, which I don't know that they need to. Like,
No,
illustration
they
rares
don't.
are awesome. Um,
Yeah. They
but
could also do
I,
like a reverse texture similar to what they've done with like shining cards with like Shining Mew or some of the Shining Legends half art
mhm,
shinies where they have like just the texture on the Pokemon. Could do
yeah,
something like that. There's a
that
lot
would
of
be cool.
possibilities. But yeah, I love that Cosmo Hollows are back as promos.
Yeah,
They
they're so
really
good.
they make some of those ancillary products more enticing, I think, like 3-pack blisters,
Mhm.
and the knockout collection boxes. There's so many too. They're hard to track. Like they
Yeah,
keep
for
making
sure.
reprints of like all these different Cosmos. Um, but yeah, they're so nostalgic, man. I made a video on
Yeah,
Cosmo Hollows and just how they've kind of evolved over the years. The fact that they've been consistent and there's like weird like variants of Cosmos with like the new ones that they call like the Neo Hollow that's more crisp and like not as pixelated. Um, yeah, great hollow pattern.
okay, do you like base set 2 better than base set? Do you
Okay,
know
are
why
we
I'm
talking?
asking that?
Yeah, because it's the first Cosmos set.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. No, definitely. I think it's hard. I have the nostalgia for base set, but I think Cosmo
same.
Hollow, like Blastoise and Charizard, look
They look
crazy.
better.
Like they do look better.
Yeah,
Um, and like I think they have Pidgeot and Scyther. Like those with Cosmo look fantastic.
yeah.
I think I don't was it Starlight Hollow? I can't forget what they call it's like what's the pattern
Oh,
that they
like
call
the
base?
OG?
Yeah,
I don't
but
know
it's
what
like
it's called.
I
Yeah.
keep forgetting the name of it. But yeah, once they introduce Cosmo Hollow, it's hard to go back. I think that's
Mhm.
another reason why Team Rocket, I love Team Rocket so much because of that hollow pattern. It's just,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
I
top
think
tier.
it really is. What do you have in terms of hopes for 30th?
Everybody I don't know, man. I mean,
It's hard.
so I believe in Japanese, they've figured out like the copyright is for Celebrations Collection or something like that
Yeah,
for the
yeah,
name of it.
yeah. It's very close to 25th.
Kind of makes me think they're just gonna do like the same thing but different, like
Yeah,
different
I think it's
cards, but like the same type of thing.
I don't know if you follow Z and G on YouTube.
Hmm.
Yeah, he talked a little bit about like people having like these like super high expectations, and then no matter what comes out, it's going to be somewhat like unfulfilling,
Yeah,
and I totally see that happening. I think it's
same.
gonna be one of those things like, I'm gonna take what I can get because the Pokemon Company is known for not giving us the 100% experience. They're always leveling us at, like, the 75, 80%, sometimes lower, sometimes a little higher based on the set, to just keep us engaged enough to want more and know
Yeah,
that they can pull those levers anytime they want, but they don't have to. You know what I mean? So, like, I
100%.
I think 30th will be pretty cool. Like, I imagine we'll see like collaborations like they did in the past, and we might see a new McDonald's set. I thought the
Yeah.
Celebrations 25th anniversary McDonald's set was fantastic. I have that complete in the binder with all the starters. I'd like to see something like that again. But I
I mean, I
also
think the fact that they're doing the illustration rare thing is awesome
is
with the
fantastic.
starters.
Oh my
That's gonna
gosh,
be really cool.
that's going to be amazing. That whole
Yeah.
set in a binder is going to look so good.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm definitely gonna be collecting that.
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of the 20th anniversary collection boxes that they were doing. Like where it's just like a 2-pack and like either a really cool promo, but this time it's multiple promos in a single pack. Definitely gonna want those sealed, right? Like series 1 through whatever, like 1 through
Yeah.
3. I'm thrilled
Yeah,
about
those are
that
gonna go
alone.
crazy.
But UPCs, like are we getting a 30th anniversary UPC? Um,
I mean, they
are we
love
getting
putting out
another
UPCs right now.
I know, I know. I imagine we'll probably get some sort of special art. I think that with like a UPC that we get for the 30th, I think they're gonna step away from gold cards like they did in the UPC for the 25th and do something a little bit more spectacular.
Yeah,
Um, but you never know.
hopefully.
Like I said, yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed. Um, yeah,
So they did like obviously the original, Final Evolution starters for celebrations. Do you think they could do like something that's not Gen 1?
I truly would like to think. And as much as I would love to see Johto, I think they'll have Johto Pokemon, but it's not a anniversary to a generation. It's an anniversary to the birth, and the
Yeah,
birth starts with Gen 1.
the
So
OGs.
like,
Yeah,
yeah, it's hard to I want to see like I don't even want to see reprints, but if they're gonna do reprints, like give us some Neo era stuff. Like,
yeah,
gosh, give us the Lugia, give us the Shinings. I did like what they did with celebrations in terms of like bringing back those old mechanics that we saw throughout the years. For instance, we saw the light toxicity from the
hmm,
collection tin, fantastic card, or the Prime Dragapult, like how they
yeah,
brought back those old mechanics with modern Pokemon. Would
yeah.
love to see them do that. Um,
Dragapult was my favorite Gen 8 Pokemon.
I
I
think
have the
that one's
Prime
probably in
right
my
here
top 3.
somewhere.
It's so good. I think they did the Level X Hydreigon. Like those are the Mimikyu, I think was Delta species. All fantastic cards.
Yeah,
Uh,
I have too many cards sitting around.
oh, me
That's the
too, man.
problem.
I brought a bunch of stuff. Um, yeah, this is probably like my pride and joy right here, Jordan. I've had
Oh
this since
yeah,
card party 1. I did a big trade plus some cash for this. I don't know what this is going for anymore. I'm scared to look just because it's one of those cards that I always wanted as a kid, never pulled it. Like I remember I was I was 8 years old. I was 9 years old. It was 99, and my stepmom took me and my stepbrother to this local card shop, and we both got to pick a pack from the booster box. And I remember we got back in the car. I was in the front seat, he was in the back seat, and he opened his pack first, and it was a Charizard pack art, and he pulled the Charizard.
oh my
And I had
god.
a Blastoise, so I was like, "Oh, am I going to pull the Blastoise?" No,
No.
I got a lass. I got a lass. I did not get anything. And
You know what's so funny about base set? Thinking about the hit rates, they were so easy.
they're so easy. 1 in 3 packs,
And
baby.
but like when I was a kid, I thought it was like impossible to pull
Yeah.
Charizard.
Yep.
And now I'm like 48 packs.
I know.
I can
I
do
know.
that in a day. Like I can do that
I
right
know.
now.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Seriously,
man.
I remember it was like 2004, 2005. I had a friend, and his dad was doing pretty well at the time, so he bought him and his like 4 sons booster boxes of like it was base. I remember some Neo sets, and I remember they had multiples of some of these cards, and I'm just like, jeez. And to
Yeah.
think it probably took a fraction of the packs to pull that stuff. And then you look at some of the stuff now where you can, you can rip 4 forever and never pull your chase card. Like I think it
Or
was
like a chase card. Like it's
Yeah.
harder to pull a chase card than to pull all of the chase cards.
That's why I don't open packs. I truly
Yeah.
like I only open for like the last thing that I remember like actually experiencing like an actual opening was Crown Zenith. And that's usually in social environments. Like we had a barbecue and I remember going to Costco and I bought like us all Sea and Sky boxes and we all ripped it at the barbecue. But like it's not fun for someone like me when it comes to like is this going to grade well? Like, it's kind of sad that that's the part of the hobby that I enjoy, but like,
well, it's also not like beyond the grading part of it. It still sucks because it's like,
yeah,
if you open up enough, you're just not going to do well.
Yeah, and like if you do,
if you open up a ton, you will do bad.
Yeah, yeah. Like I always like try to like throw caution at people that are new to the hobby that come in and just are ripping like demons, and I'm like, enjoy it, but like remember that you can't do this forever. And if you want to like actually build a collection out, this is not sustainable.
Yeah, man. It's rough out there for sure. I've gotten lucky with some good pulls, but I mean, overall, you're usually left wanting or wishing
More.
that you didn't open that.
Yeah. It's so true. Garcia says, open 4 Charizard UPCs, got 3 SIRs, but ripping packs is terrible, especially if you want to grade. Quality control is horrible. What did you pull? That's a lot of SIRs from a couple UPCs.
My buddy opened one today. It's his birthday tomorrow. He opened one today and he got the Salamence SIR from Journey.
Okay. Very cool.
He got the gold Ethan's Ho-Oh.
Oh, wow.
So that's pretty good.
Wow. How many Destin packs is in there? Is it 2? Maybe 3?
I can't remember. I opened one. I don't remember.
It's got like 8. It's got like 18 packs of like a variety of both Mega and Scarlet and Violet, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
I can't remember how many are in there though. But yeah, he did well. And he got some other like nice illustrationers and such. But
the illustrationers just make that experience so much better.
Yeah.
Like imagine.
I don't think he answered.
Enzoroark, Mega Latias, and Sharp. Wow. I mean, the Mega Latias
pretty damn good.
Yeah. First two would be graded. Yeah. Wow. Enzoroark. You know, the Journey Together special illustration rares are slept on.
They're great.
Like Hop Zacian is so good. That's Dom, by the way. He did the Dragonite.
Oh yeah, that card is awesome. And like,
yeah,
I like Zacian a lot and Zamazenta.
I do too. The Crown Zenith ones next to each other, chef's kiss.
Yeah, I don't really care that much about Hop as a trainer. Like
same,
but that card still is so good,
right? And that's another thing about these modern cards. Like, it doesn't matter who it is or what Pokemon it is. If it's done well and it tells a story, it can really like look at Seismitoad. Like that, I know it's a meme card, but I mean, don't get me wrong, Shinji killed it. Like he did great with that card. But it's just like no one cared about Seismitoad until that artist touched it and brought it to life. And it's just like now it is what it is. And we see that time and time again. I'm not a hops. I don't care about hop at all, but like
Yeah.
I look at that card and I'm like, this is beautiful. Yeah, man. Like
Yeah.
I'm
I
excited for
think the
more cards for
Salamence is
Pokemon.
amazing.
Yeah, Salamence is good. That's like one of the few that I have from Journey, actually. Where is it here? I think I have it here.
I don't like the Volcanion.
The Volcanion. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
That's
That's
the only
also
one where
good.
I'm like,
That's gonna be the go lurk of this set.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
What else was in there? Articuno. I mean,
Oh yeah,
I
the
think
illustration rares go crazy in Journey Together. But yeah, you have Lily's Clefairy, which just hit its all-time low and just bounced back up a little bit. My buddy got it for 105 at the card show the other day. So that was
that's
a
a
pretty
great
good
price.
Yeah,
I actually
that was
think
pretty
I
awesome.
have one in my graded pile right here. It's like one of the first that I've been able to find that looked like it could potentially hit the 10. And I love the card. I'm not a Lily fan whatsoever, but it's just one of those cards that, I mean, I'm going for a complete Scarlet and Violet PSA 10 set. Oh yeah, it's right here. This one is really nice.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and like the way her eyes have the hollow pattern.
Yeah.
It really pops.
Yeah, you can see it there a little bit.
Yeah.
They've been printing Lily's, like there's a new Lily's Clefairy coming out in Ascending Heroes too, right?
Yeah. They love Lily and Clefairy.
They really do.
They absolutely
do. Those are basically reprints because there's the Enza work too. It's getting the new art treatment.
Mm-hmm.
But
a lot of the cards in Ascended Heroes are reprints, which is also similar to Crown Zenith.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're bringing some new ones, but a lot of reprints as well.
And if you think about it, it makes sense that we're getting this level of a set at this time, because if we never moved to Mega Evolution,
Crown Zenith time.
It's our 12.5 set if we never moved into Mega. Yeah. So like it makes sense.
Yeah. And it does feel like Mega is, because literally the end of Sword and Shield was a lot of Legends Arceus stuff.
Yeah.
And so they just didn't make it a new block, whereas this time they did.
They did. Yeah. That's how I felt about it too. Astral Radiance, Lost Origin, even I think Silver Tempest too, from the Trainer Gallery cards that they had in there.
There's all sorts of Hisuian stuff in the back end of those. Even in Crown Zenith.
Yep. Even the collection box, the Arceus figure collection box, one of the best best collection boxes from Sword and Shield. Slept on. It has a cosmic pack in it. For the longest, that box was kind of like nice. Yeah, it's a part of the Sword and Shield alt art set, which is very weird, because it's it's the only card that's in the registry for the Sword and Shield set that's not textured.
Yeah.
Has a black border and also a promo in combination, which is also really weird because I don't know if you know this, but the Charizards from the UPC are not part of the PSA registry. They're not part of the Sword and Shield alt art set, which makes no sense to me. Like those are alt arts. And I
mean,
I'm sure
they fit the bill more than the Arceus.
Yeah. Same with Lucario. Lucario is not considered an alt art, even though it is an alt art. It's literally a reprint.
So are any of the Galarian Gallery cards alt art?
No. But
so there's no V-Star alt arts, right? Is that correct? Is that why?
I think so. If I remember correctly, there isn't. Here, let's do this. I'm going to pull up my Figma doc where I have. How much time you got, Jordan? Because I can keep going, but I'm also cautious of your time, knowing that it's 9:30 for you.
I'm chilling.
Okay.
My mom came over and put my my little guy down to sleep tonight.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
We're good. Okay, yeah, because my wife is out of town, of course.
Okay. Oh, this might not be ideal just because I have all of them. Let's see. Give me a second. What I'm going to do is make these all 100%. Oh, that's not going to work. Okay. Let me find it here. Sword and Shield Alt Arts. Maybe that's not going to work. I can look at them though. I don't think there is a single V-Star. Yeah. There is a gallery registry for Crown Zenith, but it's a separate registry.
Makes sense.
Like none of the gold cards.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's what's really weird is that the V and VMAX evolutions are part of the registry for Sword and Shield Alt Arts, even though the Charizard V and VMAX from the UPC are not part of the registry.
Right. Yeah. I was just thinking like the Mewtwo versus Charizard. Obviously, that's a V Star. So that wouldn't
both
be.
of them.
And Lucario is the V Star.
Yep.
So that's what kind of made me think about that. But yeah.
Yeah. And they probably didn't because they would open up that rabbit hole where, okay, let's also include everything from Leafeon V Star to the gold cards in Crown Zenith. I'm looking at them right now. Yeah. I do have all of those in PSA 10. Not the non-textured gallery. That's all in the binder.
Yeah.
But all of the textured ones going forward, because I look at the dogs, like the beast,
good.
They're like the Suicune, man. I've always
I've
like
sent that one
Suicune's
before.
Oh, that card's easy to grade. It's one of my I graded it. One of my problems is I'm a little early to the not the hype, but like the demand for certain cards, like 151, like Alakazam. I was early. I consider it a play because I saw the value in it, like long term. But sometimes I'm like, I graded a ton of those dogs from Crown Zenith, and they weren't selling. They were $70, $80 in PSA 10s. I don't know what they're going for now, but I'm sure they're much more. But like
they hit like to where they were all close to 200, but then they've crashed down pretty hard.
Yeah, Crown Zenith gallery. Let me pull this up. Let's do Pokelector.
Like I had an Entei out, and when it was out, it was like 200, and by the time it got back, or maybe like 180. By the time it got back, it was like 130, 140.
I think I had graded a sequential set, and I sold them way too cheap. Like, way too cheap. The Mew, I was surprised at how much that card went up. The non-textured one from the Crown Zenith set. Like, I get it; it's a sleeping Mew, but I remember that card was like
it was dirt cheap.
Maybe it was dirt cheap.
Yeah. And like that's just one of those things too, where it's like there's cards like that right now.
Yeah.
That are newer cards that,
I agree.
People don't want them when they're cheap. But
that's the thing. And as soon as like there's even opportunities within Prismatic Evolutions that I don't think a lot of people are paying attention to.
Sure.
I don't know what the price is on the ETB promo. It doesn't even have to be the Pokemon Center stamp, but that card, I think, even though we did see it get I think it's in Mega Dream, if I remember correctly, right? The EV from the Prismatic Evolutions ETB.
Is it?
I know it got. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Correct me in the chat if I'm wrong, but I know it. There's a Japanese variant that's out.
Okay.
Hey, Garcia just subscribed to you, Jordan.
Yeah, I just checked my subs. Got several subs from
amazing.
being on here tonight, so that's really cool. Yeah,
absolutely. That's so cool. Shout out to y'all in the chat.
I think the EV from the SPC is crazy cheap.
I've talked about that card. It has a very unique aspect to it that none of the other Terra Rainbow cards have, and that is that it's got a hollow border. It's the only English Terra card that has a hollow border. Like you look at Terapagos, you look at all of the evolutions from Prismatic, they're flat. They don't have a hollow border. And I was really disappointed when I found out that Japanese had it and it wasn't coming to English as far as like those borders. Because if you look at the Japanese rainbow borders or those like Prismatic borders, they look so good.
Yeah, they do. I actually pulled Sylveon from a Prismatic Pokemon Center Elite Trainer box.
Oh, you're a savage for opening a Pokemon Center ETB.
Hey, I was like, whatever.
Hey, it worked out. You've had a good feeling
But
about that box.
I had that for a while. I ended up selling it and then getting the Japanese version.
I think I watched your video on that. It's a good play.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
what did you end up selling that for?
I don't even remember now. It was
It
like
had to have been
300
high.
something, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
And
think
then
it was a little more than it is now, but I'm not
yeah.
sure.
You could probably get a
Um,
Japanese 10 for that at that point.
less.
Yeah.
I could
Yeah.
have. That's what I should have done. Is just bought the 10,
Yeah.
which I've been buying a bunch of Japanese 10s too, just because they're so cheap.
I have a few. I've been slowly picking those up as well. Like I don't think I have them here, or do I? I might. Oh, those are English. These are all English. I have my boxes here, Jordan.
Oh my gosh. I love it. I need to get organized.
You do. You do.
I need to get organized.
I have 3 of these sitting here of just random stuff. This is pretty cool. I have 2 sets of these. People don't. I shill these all the time, but it's the legendary.
I love those.
These are sequential. I have 2 sequential sets of these. I guess they're legendaries from
Yeah.
Gen 9.
So underrated, I think.
So underrated. I think we've both talked about this card. This card is so good.
Dude.
It's so good.
I love it so much.
I need to make a video of my my Scarlet and Violet progress as far as special illustration rows go, because I didn't realize. I mean, aside from Prismatic, a lot of the sets are complete. Like I have Scarlet and Violet base complete. I think I have Paldea Evolved complete, Obsidian Flames. By the way, Obsidian Flames was really hard. I didn't grade a single one from that set. I think I picked up all of these when they were still cheap. This was $150 in a 10. I don't know what it's going for now.
I don't know how much the 10 is either. I bet it's a lot more than that.
God. And then
that's a good card too. I mean, I know it's easy
good
to pull, but
yeah, it is. Someone called it the Jolly Rancher Charizard, and I can't unsee it. I just don't. It's like I don't know. It's hilarious to me. The graded card goals are ambitious. They're time consuming, but like I'm here for a long time, man. Like I see myself here for the foreseeable future in some aspect. You know, I may not be as active as I am today in 10 years, but like I see myself in this hobby for a very long time. And so like having long-term goals, having short-term goals is great because you can pivot when things are hot and you're like, all right, well, I might not be able to go after these cards right now, but there might be a point in the future to, you know, bring that goal back into the active state.
So how much do you think that Charizard is now in a 10? I have it pulled up. I'm
going to guess 400.
475.
Oh, not
which
far
is what
off.
Pokédata says, so it's probably closer to 500.
Yeah. That's, to me, that's crazy. Like I think about, and it's price memory for me. Like you remember when Obsidian Flames.
Price memory is a bitch.
It is, man. It really is. Like I think about a lot of things from Sword and Shield. Sword and Shield is done. So like to me, it's like price memory is price memory, but it's also 4 or 5 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, but when I think about a lot of the Scarlet and Violet stuff, I'm like, why is Stellar Crown as high as it is? Why is Obsidian Flames as high as it is? No one wanted that set. Paldea Evolved November of not this past November, but the prior year on Black Friday, I got a case of Paldea Evolved for $600.
Yeah. The only case I've bought, because I don't know, I just don't really normally buy cases. The only one I've bought was Stellar Crown for like $550.
See, now you could barely get 2 boxes for that price.
Yeah, it's wild. Just the way things have changed. But that Charizard is underrated, I think.
I agree, especially knowing how hard it is to grade. It adds a layer to it. And I think about cards that are like that. Magikarp from Paldea, really hard to grade and hard to pull. It
Yeah.
layers into it, and so I understand. I do like when I see illustration rares surpass the higher rarity cards, like special illustration rares, in terms of like the chase card. We've seen it a few
Yeah.
times throughout Scarlet and Violet. Magikarp comes to mind.
Could you
Um,
imagine though if they made that Magikarp in EX and texturized it? That thing would go so insane.
they would have, yeah, that card. Oh my gosh, yeah, it's scary to think about some of the things that
Yeah.
they can do to really, really pivot the market on some of these cards. I I think there's a sweet spot that I've really enjoyed with some of these cards, but like Magikarp, I'm like, I want it in a 10. I was working on a Kanto illustration rare set in PSA 10, but it's just like, I can't grade that card now. Like it's already, it's one of those cards that if someone does have a gradable copy, it's already at
Yeah.
PSA. Like,
Yeah.
and then the 10, I don't even know what the 10's going for anymore. I gave up looking. I know it's got to be over 1200, maybe 1500. I'd be scared
Let's
if it's
see.
over that. I'm probably wrong. It's probably closer to like 2.
That's
And
that's what my first thought was.
it probably is.
2300.
Yeah, I'm sick. I'm sick. Yeah, it's insane.
Crazy.
Garcia asks, "What are your guys' thoughts on the black, white, and red bingers from Black Bolt White Flare? Will they age like milk or gold?" What are your thoughts on this, Jordan?
Okay. I don't know why, but the Reshiram Zekrom looks so much better than the Victini, in my opinion.
I think I know why.
Okay.
There's this weird hue, and don't get me wrong, I think the Victini will actually do really well in the long term.
Yeah,
It
I'm just talking
reminds me
about like my personal opinion.
Yeah, like the aesthetic of it, I agree. And I think it's because the red, it almost feels like it's a filter on top of the normal colors. Like it doesn't feel monochromatic like the Zekrom and the Reshiram do. So it doesn't, I mean, it pops, but I don't think it pops as much as it could have. And so also, I think it's the shade of red that they probably use. It probably doesn't insinuate like provide more detail to the texturing the way that the black and white ones do in the different angles of the light. I think that plays a part. But yeah, I totally see that. That being said, I think they'll all do really well. The reason why I think the red Victini will do as well as it could, because of cards like the silver Dialga, really unique card from what is that? Phantom Forces. And it's like the only silver card we ever got. And then I think about this being like the only red card we may ever see, at least for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they'll do great.
Yeah.
They're extremely rare as well. And, you know, as compared to like gold cards, they hit, and they're nostalgic too. Like the black and white ones are callbacks, obviously.
They're 100% callbacks.
So they're great cards.
Yeah, I agree. I think super underrated. It's like, oh, I think my mic just changed. Do I sound different to you now, Jordan?
Oh, maybe a little bit.
Okay.
I don't know. Oh.
Let me check. Oh no, I think I'm fine. That just sounded weird for
good.
Yeah, I think Black Bolt White Flare, it just came and went. I feel like people like were excited about it, and then it came, and then people moved on really quickly.
Yeah, I mean, I just think Destined Rivals and Prismatic Evolutions have just owned all of the interest in the hobby, and then
it also, we were anticipating this new mega block, and I think that's the problem with the hobby a lot of the time is like we have a set that's coming out in front of us, but we're looking 3 or 4 steps ahead. And that's never ending, right? Like I said, we saw leaks for cards that are like 2 sets away, 3 sets away, and people are talking more about that than Ascended Heroes at some point, you know, and like that's never going to stop. So like trying to play catch up on sets is like, it's a dangerous game. Like you you have to be careful about your entry in terms of like when to collect something, because release is typically not the best time. It's always the most exciting time because that's what everyone's doing. But like you just have to slow it down a
Hey,
bit.
hey, don't tell the Greninja from Twilight Masquerade.
What is
I
your
remember
thoughts on that card?
I like it. I, it's kind of weird though. Like it's just like such like is that paint like all
Yeah,
over the place? Like what is that? I don't even know.
I know. I
Um,
feel you.
I like it though, but I personally prefer the promo from
Oh, it's so
Shroud of
good.
Fable. Um, but yeah, like that card, I remember when it first came out, I was like, I'm not spending $100 on a brand new card. Like, what are we doing here?
I remember day one, it was $100. I saw two at my local shop too, and I was like, I'll wait for it to come down. That card
And
has,
I said something about that on my channel, like I'm just not doing it.
yeah.
And then a guy like a few months later was like, I'm not listening to you ever again. It's like that was
You see,
literally the
you see what I'm saying though? Like
yeah.
people, I've talked about it on my channel on Cars and Coffees. Like I'm here to try to like provide a resource or like a point of reference. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm telling you what I'm going to do. If you take my advice and then you point blame at me for the decision you made,
Yeah.
like I, what am I supposed to do? I can't help you, man. I can't.
But also like that was the craziest exception. Like
Yeah.
100%
Yeah.
exception to the rule.
And then you just lost a subscriber because of that.
It's like, geez. Oh man, brutal.
Oh, that's hilarious. Well, I think we can probably come to a close soon. Jordan, what do you think?
Yeah.
We're almost at our 3-hour mark.
Yeah, sounds good to me. I do have one card here that I'm ready to send off.
Oh, let's see
And
it.
it's a card that I want a million of because I just think
Okay,
it's so undervalued right now.
let's see it. He's putting us Oricorio. Yes. You know what? I think I have 2 in my submission box here, and I have 3
Yeah.
or 4 at PSA. For those that don't know, the promos from that UPC, if they're well centered, they're probably gradable. Like a lot
Yeah.
of the time, those cards look really good, and I think that's one of the biggest aspects of Mega that have me so excited about this block is the quality improvements. I think Mega Evolution's base is like at the forefront. Phantasmal Flames was a little wonky, if I'm not going to lie, especially with the illustration rares. I saw a lot of white
Mhm.
dots, but it's like 50-50. You might have a batch that's super clean like Mega, or you might have some that feels a little bit more like Scarlet and Violet in terms of quality. But I've noticed a significant improvement. And if we keep seeing that into future sets, I'm a happy man, like truly.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I pulled the Marshadow
Ooh,
and I was like,
yeah.
"Oh, that's perfect. Tend it." That was a
Yep.
nice little I mean cuz
Yeah.
that card was hyped as hell when that
It
happened.
was. You know, I remember when Mega dropped, and then that weekend it tried to get pumped to like nearly $100, and it came
Yeah.
crashing back down. And it was funny because I went to a card show that weekend to buy the illustration rares because most of them were really affordable. And I skipped over like maybe 3 or 4 more shadows that were like $20. And then I got home and I was like, a buddy of mine, Kiki Jiki on Instagram, he's a subscriber to me as well. And he's like, have you seen what's going on with the Marshadow? And I'm like, no, don't tell me.
No.
It's because that damn Pikachu in the forefront, in the foreground.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
it is a really cool card, but
it's a
like, come
great
on,
card.
people.
Yeah, yeah.
Come on.
People get carried away, man. And sometimes it sticks and then sometimes it doesn't, like that Marshadow. And it came right back down to reality. You know what
Yeah.
card that I think is severely undervalued from an illustration rare standpoint right now in this mega block? 2 cards.
Let's hear it.
And first is Vulpix. The Vulpix is such a great card. The second
Mhm.
is Steelix. That Steelix is so tough.
I talk
Like,
about that Steelix all the time.
it's
It's
so
like a
affordable
$5
too.
card.
Yeah.
That's some you talk about the Hydreigon being metal, and it is. That
It's
Steelix
super
is
heavy
so
metal.
too.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's my favorite Steelix by far.
Yeah. No, it's
I
so
know there's
good.
some good Steelix cards.
Yeah, there is. It reminds me a lot of the Shining from Neo Destiny, the pose. Like
Yeah.
it's very similar. Yeah, like don't get me wrong, I like the one from Paradox for several reasons, and it's fun. Environmental. It's part of the ecosystem within
Mhm.
Pokemon and how it's functioning in society. But man, I love a mean Steelix, like Pokemon
Yeah.
that are aggressive. Yeah, but good luck on the sub, man. Let me know how that one goes. Are you
Yeah,
are
for
you
sure.
planning to grade a bunch of them? You gonna try to pick up a few more?
I don't know what my plan is. I haven't been as active on thinking about what my plan is for my next sub since
It's
just like holidays and all that stuff. It
yeah,
was just like,
yep.
yeah.
Same.
So,
Like a
but
lot of the stuff that I've been kind of like putting together is like pre Christmas. So I haven't sourced a lot aside from I think the that Mega Absol that I showed you. That's like the only
mhm.
that and the Meowth were the last two cards. But the Meowth it's a 10, but it's going into my binder. Like I still have to have a minty copy for the binder and one to
Yeah.
grade. So yeah, it's a double-edged sword, wanting to be a binder collector and a graded card collector. But
And
I
having
it,
such
it's
high
my
standards.
it's yeah, it's my decisions. Like I can only be mad
For
at
sure.
myself. But Jordan, thank you so much, man. I really do appreciate you hopping on, and
Dude,
it means a lot. Like
anytime.
I know we never this is the first time we ever chatted face to face. So
Yeah.
to have the comfort and trust in me to, be on my channel truly means a lot. For those that are still here in the chat, we've been going for nearly 3 hours. Thank you for those that have been hanging out with us, asking questions. There will be more of this kind of content on my channel very soon. So soon that on February 1st, I will be going live with Brody Plays Pokemon. He is a collector from Australia that I met about 3 years ago. We have a shared connection and uh, joy for Sword and Shield Alt Arts. We both completed Sword and Shield Alt Arts and PSA 10, part of that PSA registry. And we're going to be talking all about our experiences grading those cards. So if you want to see that, stick around. February 1st, we'll be going live. And yeah, Jordan, everyone, make sure to go subscribe to Jordan's channel. Maybe he'll make an Instagram soon to share some of his cards there as well.
I gotta do it.
Make sure to go like and comment and subscribe to his most recent video. I think he just put out one on Evolving Skies, so
Mhm.
I'm sure that's some good content. What else you got coming out in the near future that you wanna
I don't
talk
know.
about?
It'll be I
Yeah,
don't know.
it
I
comes in the
literally
mornings.
yeah, I just
Do
figure
you
it out
record in the mornings or do you record at night? Like, what's your
whenever.
go-to?
Whenever. It
Nice,
doesn't
love
really
it.
matter. Just whenever I've got the time to do it and the motivation as well. Just a dude post, I got 30 of the Steelixes off at PSA. That is
Let's
awesome.
go. I love
That
that.
is awesome. But yeah,
Yeah,
there will be lots of content. A lot of it is about the market, but like with a skew on like trying to find you value, trying to have a
yeah,
little bit of philosophical conversation, and just appreciating the art as well. So
yeah. No, I'm excited to see it, man, and excited to see your growth throughout the year. I'm sure we'll be going live again in the near future. Would love to have you
yeah,
back on just to catch up. Maybe we can bring someone else on and have like a three-way conversation.
yeah, that would
Yeah,
be
man,
dope.
definitely. Thank you again, everyone. Jordan, thank you again. Like I said, go follow him on YouTube. Great guy, great content. And until next time, y'all, I'll see ya. Take care.
Thanks, guys.